Greetings, traveler. You've just landed on the Mikey and Me podcast. But fear not, for this is no mistake. No fault in the stars, no glitch in the matrix. I'm afraid this has all been planned, predetermined by powers known not to us. So pull up a chair and join us as we find our way together, for you are among friends.
Hello, friends.
Hello.
Hola.
Christopher, Michael. It's
Matthew.
Matt. You shouldn't be saying my name, but that's cool. I guess people know now. It's been a couple weeks, right? It's and we kind of
we took a week break.
We did, and we
took a week break.
And I think I'm speaking to conversation more to kind of like what we're doing. But obviously, in the world of podcasts, in the machine of everyone's making a podcast, and everyone's like, if you're doing content, it's like, okay, this is how you make content. You have a schedule. You do this. You always be there. Like, release one every Monday. Do this. You be predictable.
If you're trying to make a living off of it.
If you're trying to make a living off it, right?
Yeah.
And so, if anything, just know that we're not. We're trying to. It's pretty obvious we're not.
We all
trying
quit
to,
our jobs.
Yeah, we definitely.
Chris spearheaded it. He's like, you guys quit too, right?
You guys in?
It's like
y'all quit too. You didn't run.
It's like, who's coming with me?
I'm not gonna do what everybody thinks you're gonna do.
But so obviously we want to have a product that looks better, but it's literally just. We're not trying to make a living out of this, and so
if it happens, that'd be cool. Though.
If for any random reason we don't hear from us for a month and we just pop up, don't think we've gone. If there's some lapse of time, don't think, oh, did they quit? It's like we ain't quitting until we're dead, brother.
Absolutely not. And even then, we're gonna keep going. We'll see you on the other side.
Well, yeah, Elon could help us with that.
Traveler. What?
No, what's that? No, I was about to get into AI and just continuing consciousness and all that.
Go. See,
It's the funny thing is I don't need to talk about AI anymore because
everybody else is talking about it.
The world is talking about it enough.
They don't like it.
Behalf.
A lot of people don't like it.
Is that your take?
No, I mean, I'm just kidding. I mean, there is a lot of people.
I do think you should listen to the Theo Vaughn had freaking Sam Altman on over this last week.
Okay,
and that. For me, was a very smart, strategic thing that Sam Altman did. Because think about it. He could have... it's not like, he's trying... Sam Altman went on Theo Vaughn's podcast. Uh-huh. Think about that.
Yeah,
he honestly could have been on anybody. He's been on Joe Rogan before, but Theo, right? So that was a very strategic move. And if you listen to it all, I think it's genius because Theo Vaughn represents a person... that's going to ask a lot of questions that a lot of people who aren't into technology and stuff might ask. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's
really good at representing that and just giving Sam I can't imagine Elon Musk successfully going on there and seeming like a human like Sam Altman was able to do, regardless of what you think of him.
Yeah.
So it's just an interesting thing. So it's really worth checking out and watching it. Just to... If you want to think about the handful of people that are the leaders of AI and what we're doing, you can come up like Elon, Sam, and then you could think of Dario Amodei, you could think of this guy from... There's a less than 10 people you could think of just... They're controlling the kind of direction of the world in one way or another.
What happened with... I know you might know, but what happened with the bill,
the big beautiful bill?
No, was there something in there about AI and the regulation of it?
Yeah, that was a part of it. Oh no, there was the last couple of days.
What happened with that? Because wasn't it initially where it was like it can't be controlled or tampered with?
Oh yeah, but I'm saying within the last couple of days, I guess he didn't see what Trump did.
Unrestricted for 10 years.
Yeah, but I guess we're picking up, but within the last couple of days, there's a huge AI thing that Trump did. So it's almost like we knew about the big beautiful bill, but he did some huge. I'm surprised to see.
I mean, we don't have to. I was just curious if
it was.
No, that's a thing, but there's an even bigger thing
because it's like you think of China. They're very much it's a communist state, but it's run on a lot of capitalist principles and stuff. Where it was and so they're not
they're not going to be
putting any
hampered or limited
guardrails
by what
by
states
anything,
might
and
exactly.
so it's like Trump doing that. So the thought behind no guardrails on it, whatever, for 10 years is basically we can't have them developing an AI that's better than what we have.
They've got some unbridled free range crap. They're creating a monster over there without worrying about legal systems and what it does to people. So that's a great way to put it, Chris. Thank you.
That's the whole point of, like, I guess, boiling it down to the root of what the intention behind it was, is that these other countries, you think of places like China or Russia that may be developing this technology that are not hindered by, like, the population or by things like the Bill of Rights or Constitution and things like that.
Hindered using just, like they aren't blessed with actually having a society where the people get to live lives like we do, but also that puts them in a better position to have societies that focus on things specifically, and they don't even get to ask about it.
It makes it much more difficult.
It's like, why do you think China's come up with deep? That's funny. The China, the open source AI. It's funny, like DeepSeek and all, like, because they don't have the compute. They don't have the compute, the necessary actual computers and data centers. They have some, but they actually have to be smarter with the algorithms and what the crap they're doing. And so they take the open source stuff, and that's what, like, DeepSeek was in this there's like a Kimi thing that came out, this agent thing. So it's good because it's a balance. It's a check and balance, but it just shows you what they're able to get done, because they're basically taking AI and from what they can get from us, open source, and then just focusing on that and making that close to what we're doing with frontier shit. So it's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But AI is fun and stuff. What else is fun, Mikey?
No, we're moving along. I was just, I was curious about that with the AI.
It's definitely worth talking about.
Because I had just heard that initially people had put that out about or people were going off about that whole thing, and I wasn't sure, and then I heard something not long ago that, like, I heard something not long ago that something got passed or didn't get passed, and I wasn't sure.
And it's a thing for me.
Nobody told me how to feel about it. The guy on the news didn't come on the news and tell me.
He didn't tell you what the temperature
you should be
was?
upset about it. I didn't know what to.
He didn't tell you what it felt like outside.
I was getting there. I was getting there.
I know. I saw the.
But because, to be frank with you, I don't know. Our weather is 84, and we've done our weather a lot. And we know our weather.
Our weather.
We know our weather, and we've done a lot of other people's weather.
Fair weather.
And so, let's see. You know what I will do?
What's the weather in Mozambique?
Here we go. Oh, okay. Well, I could do that since you asked, but I have another.
No,
idea.
and Mike, you follow hard. What were you about to do?
I am.
You live with this guy. You don't need to listen to him right now. Do you listen to him at home?
Mozambique.
It's like Chris actually runs
Dubai.
Oh, well.
91
Mozambique's
degrees.
in Dubai?
No, Mozambique is in fucking
It's in Africa, right?
That's what it said right here, dude.
It's on the east. I think it's on the eastern coast of Africa.
It's one planet, buddy. We're all on the same planet.
We're all in this together.
Look, I typed it in Mozambique, and it came up Dubai. Look, I'll type it in again. Hang on. Now we're off on our new thing.
There we go. Now you're using that new PITS, the new PITS.
Mozambique, the same.
That new PITS browser? What are you using there?
Do what?
You're using the new Mikey and Me browser there. It sounds the Mikey and Me search isn't working for you. Is that the Mikey and Me AI bot?
Mozambique, Dubai.
Mozambique, Dubai.
For what it's worth, there's a Paris in Texas.
Oh,
wow.
So don't let your minds be that blown.
Wow.
Welcome to Jamrock.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's 91 degrees there, but what I think would be cool is the year for our movies is 1980. So what I'm going to do is tell you about the weather in 1980. We're going to talk a little bit about 1980. Your president was Jimmy Carter.
Tell me about this guy. Is
in
he still
1980.
alive?
Jimmy Carter, unfortunately, he did pass away recently, but as far as we understand, he does plan on...
We all got to die.
As far as we understand, he does plan on voting Democrat in the next election. So...
East Africa.
There we go.
Yeah, that's the one.
There's a different Mozambique. MOS.
Chris made sure that we actually knew that the one in Africa did exist.
Mandela effect,
And
guys.
there-
Mozambique
guys,
isn't there.
Rest easy. There's still a Mozambique in Africa.
That's hilarious.
They have an AK on their flag.
So yeah, your president was Jimmy Carter. He was a solid guy for some people. Other people hated him.
he was a good
you know,
person.
he was
I have no idea what he did.
Is Jimmy
for what it's
Carter-
worth. Like, what's his claim to fame?
He
Or
was
not fame as a president?
up until like
In
2
one
years
sentence.
ago. Up until like 2 years ago, he
Yeah.
was widely considered like one of the worst presidents in
Right.
U.S.
Yeah.
history.
pretty bad.
The-
really not good.
the
really
Just
Iran
lived
shit.
long enough for people to just.
Well, he
eventually
was
say,
he was
"Well,
a
he's
he
still
was
alive."
a good person. He did.
He was
you
a
know,
good
there
guy.
was a lot of
You
you
could
know
tell.
even right up until the end.
Where does
a
he
lot
rank
of,
against
like-
Biden? Biden wasn't in control, so that's the difference.
I know,
Biden
but
arguably didn't know what was going on the last.
Biden
Very
took
true.
that spot from Carter.
Very true.
Like
Yeah.
it
Carter
was,
knew he was being an idiot.
Well, it was he was the president during the gas crisis, like all that.
Okay,
like,
we're having
in
fun.
The 70s.
We're having fun here. What else
Speaking-
was happening in the 80s? Because Carter's, I didn't get my vote.
Well, hold on. You can't cut people off so quick.
You're right,
So in
Mikey.
1980, I got it. You can't keep go. 1980, Jimmy Carter was your president, and he had to deal with like Chris said. Chris said about the. He had to deal with the gas crisis. He also had to deal with there was a heat wave that was sweeping the nation.
Tell me about
and the
this heat
hottest
wave.
day
1980.
was June 26th and 27th, and it got to be 113 degrees in what
Texas, Dallas.
states? What place did that happen?
Dallas.
So it was the only
Dallas,
It was-
DFW,
yeah.
Dallas Fort Worth. It was 2 days in 1980, and it was a part of a larger heat wave that swept
But-
the nation in 1980. But Dallas was the one that really
June,
got it
you
kicked.
said?
June 26th and 27th. It was 113. Those were the hottest
Dude,
days in 1980.
and you know what's interesting? We're almost in August.
hottest.
We haven't hit 100 yet this year.
Heck no, brother, and I hope we don't, baby.
I don't either. I mean, I
Something
hope
else
the same thing,
happened.
but it's just
in 1980.
Something else.
Today.
Tell them.
The parents' anniversary.
Iran hostage crisis.
They got- yeah,
Our parents.
that was-
Your parents got married
yeah, today's their anniversary.
today,
Shout out.
Yeah,
Shout
real?
out.
yeah. It was because I
July
remember
26th, 1980.
45 years ago.
Yep.
They didn't make a movie about that.
No,
Nope. Unfortunately, they did
Got
not.
It
hope
looks
not.
like we know what
Yep. Our
this
project
is actually our last
Yes.
episode because we have a new
We have to
project.
make a movie.
We have to.
The Bob and
We,
Gina
Love
story. of
Story
Bob and
didn't.
Gina.
Love Story didn't need to be made.
it's like
Bob and Gina needs to
says
be
make
made.
a movie right there.
It does. Oh my gosh, this is our
Sign.
calling.
I can imagine Bob just like being a consultant on a movie about him and Gina, but like, you could do it better than me.
yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, he'd probably be like, "Oh no, hell, that didn't happen like that." In contrast to the hottest day in 1980 of 113 degrees, the coldest day in 1980
Unprofessional.
was in Burlington, Vermont, and it got to be 25 degrees.
That's where they have the coat factory there too, right?
And then during the
Negative
daytime,
25?
yes, negative 25.
I was about to say, it's
Centigrade?
Like
I apologize.
degrees here.
we're talking
Thank you. Thank you.
Centipedes.
And then we're talking Fahrenheit, of course. Don't ask me to spell it; it's impossible. Like
Impossible.
yeah,
the daytime of that day also saw it was only the high of negative 14 in Burlington,
A high of negative
which is the
14.
fourth coldest day, the fourth coldest December day on record. There, according to the U.S. National Weather Service.
I thought you just said it was the
Just
coldest day.
And that's the interesting
Stop.
thing because
No,
with,
we're not.
with weather
So
people,
now we're nitpicking arguments.
they don't think about as much like the highest, the lowest high, or the highest. Like there's a spectrum that it's interesting, and meteorologists into it, but people just think about what was the hottest on the day, or the trends, like the highs, but not considering just like the low and high, the moving average
Yeah.
of the actual
Well, and
temperature for
that's-
like the 24-hour
That's
period.
like
you know?
what the
That's what that was.
The
It
80s,
was-
the heat wave of
Yeah.
1980. Because that's part of why, like, I always remember Mama talking about how hot that summer was. Like, and them planning their wedding was the fucking end of
Because
July.
yeah, you're like a little boy in and Gina's complaining about
I wasn't even born. That was
not
4
then.
years
I'm
before I
saying
was
if
born,
she's still
or 3
talking about it
years.
a few years later.
Oh, yeah.
You're Sela's age.
No, that's one of the things that like I always remember her talking about, like
women
the
complaining
heat
about
wave.
heat. Yeah.
The heat wave, fucking. Because I had their reception in the backyard at the house. So
Yep. And then apparently guys pissed on my grandpa's tomatoes, and
Yeah,
he said that was the
garden
best.
outside.
All my dad's friends were going on the side and peeing, and they didn't know it for the longest time until
I didn't know
somebody
that.
did it.
Like, I kind of there's like a
And
common
then-
thread with my. I mean, I had a wedding at a house, a family house.
Yeah.
And, you know,
They had
They
the
had
after
their
party.
wedding.
They had the
Church.
reception there.
Oh, so
And
they were
so
actually nicer than
They had
this.
the reception there, and there was a bunch of my dad's friends who were
Yeah.
peeing on the side of the house, and my grandpa had a garden. And then they caught him eventually, and they were like, "Hey, y'all, don't pee over there. Go over there." And
Yeah.
then my grandpa would make jokes, and he said that like apparently it was true though that like that was the best or like sweetest
best crop of tomatoes.
he had
got.
ever had. Was that years? All those guys were peeing on the side of the house.
Hey, man.
Back when, Bob was
dude,
all his buddies.
I believe it.
But so we'll go.
28 to 30.
So shout out Bob and Gina for having a long and lasting, beautiful marriage.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all. For having kids. Thank you. Thank you for having children.
Thanks for not stopping at 3.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go. You had 4. You had 4. I don't know if they're, it's still up in the air. Science court jury's still out on if the 4th one
Yeah.
was intended. But we're going to get into movies from 1980.
Let's do it, brother.
Before we go into everybody's picks, we're going to start with our special. I had our friend Gray Dodd. She gave us some picks.
Oh yes.
So I have her
did.
picks.
Well, then let's hear them.
And it's cool because there's a couple of crossovers because 2 of
can
her picks are on my
imagine.
list, and it's funny synchronicity. We were talking about this on whenever she was here with us. We talked
Yeah.
about it, but one of her picks is Friday the 13th.
It did come out that year.
So Friday the 13th is one of hers, and
Yeah.
then the Forbidden Zone.
Oh, it's Stephen King, correct?
Was a Misfits song. Also, there was a Misfits song about
I
the
mean, what? Okay, is there? Okay, Forbidden Zone. I'm thinking.
space, a planet of
So was
the
Forbidden Zone
apes.
Stephen? Or am I thinking Dead Zone?
That's good.
Or
Yeah,
were they
you're right.
both Stephen King?
They're both no. Dead Zone was the one that was in the '60s or something that I was like,
Or
or
at least 70, because Christopher Walken was in that one, I think, right?
Yeah,
Dead
that was the
Zone?
old
Dead
one
Zone,
that I
that
like.
was one that Mikey had picked a few.
Yeah,
or
it was
a
either
month
him or
so
Voight,
ago.
one of those two. Yeah,
No,
but
it
so
was
this is
Christopher
Forbidden
Walken.
Zone.
Yeah, this is the Forbidden Zone.
The Dead
It's
Zone was the
recommended
one where he would,
1980.
Okay.
see the stuff in the future.
1980. And then she also recommended, of course, this is another crossover, which we can show trailers for any one
Yeah,
of these.
yeah, we
but
could
The
do 'em
Shining,
multiple.
The Shining.
That, of course,
And
that's a crossover.
I think we should show a trailer for this one because,
We'll definitely be talking about The Shining a lot.
well, no, this next one.
Yeah.
Because I did see something about it recently, and it actually is a really good movie. But Popeye,
Oh, the Robin Williams. Popeye,
Yeah. Popeye.
What? No, 1980?
I knew it was. That sounds about right.
No, Popeye.
Robin Williams.
Robin Williams, Popeye. There's no way that was 1980.
It was very. Do you think it was more recent or older?
I thought it was more recent. I thought it was
No,
like
dude.
90, early
it's-
90s.
No, dude. It's definitely. If anything, I wouldn't have been surprised if it was late 70s. And
It's 80s. It's him.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, dude. No, it's old. Like I know that much. So let's see. So you want to look
This
at
is
the old
a
Popeye?
Mandela
Yeah, the
effect.
Popeye. This is one of her recommendations.
Yeah, no.
Did they remake it in the 90s?
No. This movie, not in any like formidable known way. No.
I used to love Popeye as a kid.
That you eat spinach and you get super strong, dude. It's pretty sweet.
What am I?
I think this will make you super strong right here.
The sailor. And I am what I am, what I
There's a
am.
musical.
And I am what I am, and that's all that I am, cause I am what I am. You got it? I think so, yeah.
All the nice. I never break my phone call.
Yeah, Brave is basically a film musical.
I forgot about his calves being big too.
What am I? I am what I am! Popeye, the sailor.
The perfect guy for everybody.
I do need to. I've known about this movie, but I've never made myself watch it. but now for Grey Dodd, I will make myself watch this. I love Robin Williams. This is one of those things that, if I have a list of things, but yeah, I definitely need to check it out.
Her character's great. She plays like, she literally looks like the cartoon character.
Or Olive Oil.
Yeah. Robin Williams. Shelley Duvall. In Popeye.
And you know, when you respect an actor or comedian so much, it is cool to go back and like watch like one of the earliest things they've ever done. You know, so it's really I'm glad this is on a list because it's one of those things I've been putting off actually watching.
I said fooey, and I mean fooey. Fooey.
Said food.
Interesting. That's
Thank
cool.
you, Gray.
Thank you, Gray.
Thank you for those
When
picks.
that movie came out later. That is, I'm tripping out.
Yeah, he is. I'm surprised. No, I do. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, for me, I probably picked up the VHS and looked at it at some point in my life. Pardon.
No, I just
Alright,
feel
but-
like remember seeing a trailer for it as a kid. Like, and
I think
it came
that-
out 3 years before I was
I
born.
think that might be a manufactured memory.
Or
No,
maybe
you
I
watched.
was-
No, yeah, it's like I saw a trailer for Blade Runner because I was watching a
watching the
VHS as a kid.
But no, not like that. Like I don't know. It's
I don't
weird.
know. So you can go first, Mike. Me, it didn't really matter
I can. I mean, yeah, I got my picks.
because we'll
if
definitely
you-
have crossovers.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
was gonna
really-
say like so again. We crossover for me with her is Friday the 13th.
There you go.
I think it's a great
Like,
movie. It's one you
gotta
should
show
check out. Obviously,
trailer
you've seen
for
it.
The original Friday. the 13th.
And then The Shining. That's again. You can't really.
I mean, yeah, there's a couple that could lead the year. You know,
It
depending.
could.
Like, I mean, there's.
But then again, too, for me on the same hand, it's like as much as I love The Shining, equally almost as great of a movie, just a totally different genre was Raging Bull.
yes.
Oh man.
Um,
that was,
That
And
was
you know,
1980.
and I'm gonna say this now
Scorsese.
because, of course, neither. But Empire's arguably the greatest of all the Star Wars movies ever came out that year. Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
It's
no,
1980.
Raging Bull was. Yeah, that was.
Raging Bull's one I watched
that's
for
one
this.
You gotta.
Yeah,
You did?
well, yeah. Yeah, we'll get that. And so, yeah. Yeah, we started with, like, yeah, we can do trailers.
Okay, you go.
No,
ahead.
I'm just trying to think
what do you
outside. Yeah, it's like, cause no, Raging Bull, I'd never actually watched it, so I did watch that for this one, along with, yeah. So what did you watch? Oh, he's getting set.
That was his picks.
Giving you
Oh,
I'm
so
saying
those are
Friday
ones.
the 13th
Picks. I'm
was
curious.
his.
What did you watch? Did you actually watch for this week, or did you watch anything like specifically?
That's a different. Okay, well then you go first then.
No, we're just talking. We're just talking. We're just talking.
I did not watch Raging Bull. I did not. watch
I'm not, that's not what
the
I'm
other one.
asking.
No, I know. I'm just. I thought you'd asked if I was just watching those. I didn't.
Oh
watch those.
no! I was just saying like what, but what did the extras did like what did you watch for my 1080 or if you didn't?
That's what I'm gonna have to get that off my list. I didn't have
Okay.
that like where I was looking. That's what
okay.
I'm trying to say.
He
That's
was reading
cool.
through her stuff and then saying.
Yeah, I got you.
That
That
so
go, yeah.
you go ahead and go, and then it's like I'll tell you what I watched.
So yeah, so then I went up my way. So I watched because I'd never seen Raging Bull, so I watched that, and then so I can pull up a trailer for that honestly.
Yeah, it was,
And it's Martin Scorsese. This is what this is. I do know it's the role one of those like body transformation roles. Robert De Niro won an Academy Award for this,
Yeah.
and I feel like a lot of people who gain weight, lose weight. You talk about Christian Bale people. Like this was like an early version of somebody who like
Yeah, 'cause I
committed to a
forgot.
role
He had
that
to
much
put on,
to where he
had to
put on a
weight
weight
to
and
play
lost.
him to play him as the old man.
Yeah,
later,
like throughout.
Yeah,
If you just watch the movie, like. At a certain point in the movie,
'Cause
you
it's
can
been a
tell
long
he's
time, yeah,
he's
since I've
actually
seen it, but
weighs a lot
goes-
less, and later you can see that he's gotten fatter.
yeah,
Like
when he goes
within the
back
duration
to,
of
like,
the movie, he
later
actually
in life, reminiscing
So
stuff like that.
It's
yeah.
the commitment of it. So yeah, I'm glad he. I'm definitely glad that he got an Academy Award.
No,
for
they
that.
talk about like I've watched documentaries and stuff like that about just like all the challenges of like even
yeah,
even
dude.
trying to get the color right, and that sounds
Doing black and
ridiculous
white.
for a black and white movie.
The
But
Raging Bull. Let's hear for the great Jake LaMotta, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't knew about this guy from Fight Night. That's introduced me to Jake LaMotta.
that's how you know him.
Yeah.
I'd take him more than anybody.
Well, and this was one of the fights we used to do all the time.
There's no way I'm going down. I don't go down for nobody.
Listen, man, why does he have to make it so hard on himself?
If you beat Trigger ready, you'll get a shot at the title. You feel that way?
There's no one else around who wants to fight me. They're all afraid.
He's done a lot of bad things, Joey. Maybe it's coming back to me.
Slip that in.
Right?
Never gonna be heavy.
That line, yeah. Sitting at the table talking to him. Pretty sweet trailer.
No, it is. It's like fucking Billy Bats right there.
Yeah, but sort of like that. You know, this really is like, at least for me, a movie that cements Scorsese's directing and genius. Because even with the scenes they'll do with fights, there'll be subtle differences in the cinematography. Like with the glove hits and the slow motion, the way they did all that stuff. That was the cinematography, I think, won something for that. But that inspired so much stuff. Like this movie really did.
I don't know that
like this
if it was in the like director commentary. Or it was about things I watched later. But they talk about like him fighting Sugar Ray Robinson in there.
Yeah.
And how they wanted to portray it almost like having to fight like an animal. Because that was like,
but dude, it was,
Ray Robinson was.
But that was the interesting thing about the movie, right? Because I'd never watched it.
It wasn't a big part of it.
It's really not. The movie, it's not about really some boxing journey. It's really just about this guy who's so insecure, and he's crazy insecure, and just he happens to be he loves boxing, and it's casually interspersed throughout the movie. Yeah, having fights.
Not the main focus of the
right. So it threw me off. I was just kind of like,
well, it's kind of like Cinderella Man was the same.
Yeah,
type of,
because I know it's based on a
story of Jimmy Braddock.
Yeah,
and this is like telling the story of Jake LaMotta. Where even in the movie, it was like after LaMotta's career, like they kind of go into it where he went into this, and some boxers do that. Tyson did it too. Tyson did it after his career, like a one-man show.
Oh yeah, because it kind of starts with him doing
because you start to see that's where he's like gaining weight and stuff. Where you're talking
about the weight, starts
the
off
weight
with
fluctuation in the movie. And him like having put on weight, to play certain parts, and having to cut weight,
but so there's a lot of commitment to that. So Raging Bull, it's I'm glad it came out this year because I needed to watch it, and I finally did.
No, it really is.
But
it's one that
and so
you'll watch it and you won't be upset that you did.
Yeah, and like I said, obviously, The Empire Strikes Back came out the year. I won't search it, but I don't need to like It's the only one of the Star Wars movies that wasn't directed by George Lucas, and it shows.
Really?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it wasn't like Irving Kershner. He's after so every other one is up until he sold it at some point. Yeah. And so the modern
you're talking
ones,
about the
but
original,
the original trilogy, even up through the ones after
the ones in the 90s.
Yeah,
the
George Lucas directed them, and they're all garbage. Yeah. Like. He actually let someone else direct, and so that's
the little bug guy.
Oh yeah.
Watto.
Yeah, I like him.
But so the Empire Strikes Back, it's definitely having the whole movie like a dark sequel, like movies. If there's more than one, like the second movie, like gets more serious and dark and stuff. A lot of people think of or allude to like what Empire Strikes Back did as far as like a film series goes. But yeah. So I mean, I can keep going. So
keep going. Go ahead.
No, I mean, so because he already mentioned. So what else I watch? So I'll get to a random ass one. Well, not random, but a Kaje because I want to look international. Kaje is there's an Akira Kurosawa movie. Kagemusha.
Kurosawa. You talking about Kurosawa and McNatt films?
And I'll just throw a trailer for this because
I don't make films. But if they did, they'd have a samurai. No bare naked lady fans in the room.
Was
over my head.
The other true.
That was like one of the.
We did
lines
meet a
from
true
1 week.
Primus fan last week, so I would like to also meet a true bare naked lady
I don't
fan.
know that there's actually a true bare naked
Dude,
lady
there
fan.
has to be.
But that's every time
I'm
I
just
think
gonna
of
search for this
Kurosawa, I think of
Kagemusha,
that.
and so it's Japanese, and just have fun.
信玄なき武田の軍団が行く。しかし彼らはその死を知らない。
おい、妙な噂が流れてるぞ。親方様が敵の弾に撃たれ。
やいやい、寝ぼけ眼を相手しかと見ろ。親方様はあれにござるわ。
For honor. Shout out to my Kensei.
Yeah, dude.
I like the American like bugle music and shit too.
Yeah.
I like the. Follow these Japanese soldiers through hijinks of all
essentially
kinds.
the scene from Last Samurai, just without the like their high quality shots. It doesn't have the. Because I mean, this is high quality shit. That looks badass.
1980, dude. Yeah, dude.
Music doesn't match the.
No,
but that was intentional too. You know, it's Akira Kurosawa. Like everything. Dude, he spent so much time. Director, he's done other movies. He did Yojimbo. He did things.
Yeah.
This movie was such a big deal for him, and he was actually like David Lynch. He was a painter before he was a director. He had like literally painted. There's actually art exhibits of paintings he did from that were scenes in this movie before he made the movie. Yeah, so it's pretty wild. Like,
よし、攻めてみよう。
That's actually part of the way he got it funded. This movie, like George Lucas, a couple other people, like they made an art exhibit like, from the director's paintings for stuff to actually help get funding to get this made internationally. Yeah, dude. Say the trailer, you have no idea what the movie's about. But
Japanese.
地獄の黙示録のフランシス・コッポラ。スター・ウォ
so
ー
this
ズ
is
の
interesting
ジョージ・
thing
ルー
because
カ
in
スの友情
1980,
に
this is
助け
an
られ
international film.
黒澤明が世界に
So this is kind of interesting because I do know it won like best picture, like international film, which I don't even know in the Academy Awards how long those came around. But to introduce it to like the American audience, you can see the intent by the trailer with them doing that little part there. Yeah.
It's just like a badass film.
Yeah, it's very, very long. Of course, it's like over 3 hours. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's very, very long. But yeah, I'm probably saying Kagemusha, if I'm saying that right.
Common spelling.
So yeah, that was amazing. Stop it. Seven Samurai. You know, Akira Kurosawa. So that was probably one of his later ones.
No,
yeah.
I thought you were saying Seven Samurai was. It was like Seven Samurai was 1954.
So yeah, if you want, like, I can keep going through mine, or if you
keep going. Yeah.
Okay, so there's another movie from our man came out this year, The Elephant Man, David Lynch. So this, and I'll show trailers because it's David Lynch. I have to. It's obviously he did Eraserhead, which was the interesting thing that the last year, you know, that we happen to have back-to-back years, his first movie and his next movie, right? So I have to
kind of funny.
Yeah, so I'm definitely going to show the trailer, and it's interesting because this is arguably his most mainstream being that Like my mom had, I think she probably saw this. She knew about this movie.
Oh, really?
This movie it was like nominated for Best Picture. It didn't win, but it arguably should have. Like it was very critically acclaimed when it came out. It was like one of those movies that came out, and if you think of some Beck's like movie that was just emotional, powerful powerhouse of a film in the time, just think of like Saving Private Ryan, but not that, but like that. This came out. This is what it was. Yeah, exactly. In Elephant Man, and yeah, so I saw a trailer for it. Let's see. But it was interesting because. The one thing is because we love David Lynch, love him so much. It's his most accept. It's the only thing I can think of him making a movie about just something that exists, like him telling the story of a real life person or event.
Yeah,
not just his own story or world or anything, right? And so it's literally it's interesting because it's getting to see. He could have easily been like a director that made billions doing what people want him to do. But obviously he did. He was an artist who literally just made the stuff he wanted to.
I got you.
And this happened to be early in his career. And I think it's just a random crossover of him doing what he wanted to do well and it just being something that can resonate with everyone at the same time.
Okay.
Let's see.
It's the perfect confluence of events.
Yeah. Elephant. Come on, let's be smart.
It's like if you build it, they will come.
He will come.
Yeah. He will come.
Let's see the official trailer.
I'm gonna come.
John Merrick. And Tony Hopkins, Sir Tony Hopkins.
Are you in any pain? Are your parents?
Oh yeah, another fun fact about this movie. There wasn't, in the Academy Awards, they didn't have a best makeup category. But after this movie, they made one. Like, didn't have for like, so yeah.
It's like them realizing that like this is also
an art, yeah.
Is he related to William? No, I mean, is he?
No, yeah, no, because Don Hurt's not American, I don't think. Oh, okay. Is he? I know, maybe, dude. It could be that they are, but I really don't think they are.
Because he was in one of those we just saw, wasn't he?
Yeah, it's a short trailer, yeah. And I can just blow through to showing a trailer for Altered States.
Is that what that's from? I'm a monster?
I'm not a monster. Maybe?
No, because remember, fucking Arrested Development. I'm a monster.
Oh.
Because that was
it
from
might be
an actual movie.
It's probably Elephant Man.
It might, yeah.
I'm trying to think what else
like
it could possibly be.
Himself or something.
So yeah,
it was a throwback. It was like a nod to an old movie.
It obviously
like
was, yeah.
I'm a monster.
And so here's
that's all I know of Altered States.
It's like here's Altered States. If anything, hopefully this is one that people might not have known about that they definitely should check out.
I know that picture.
So
like, when I hear
and it's a movie. It's funny. I was with people in Denton at like a used CD store somewhere, like Half Price Books or something, and they had like an old DVD, and the cover art looked interesting for this, and so I ended up getting it. And I just remember, like, I think Corey, he said, "Oh yeah, I was thinking about getting that too," or something. So I ended up watching it, and it's like, "Oh yeah." But so yeah,
you found it at a good
the
time.
The cover art of this movie, does a perfect job.
Yeah.
Altered States.
In the basement of one of the country's leading medical schools, Dr. Edward Jessup, candidate for a Nobel Prize, is conducting the most dangerous experiment in the history of science, and the subject of the experiment is himself.
Stuff they're doing here is like been used in so much other stuff. It's crazy.
Ask him what kind of an experience I can expect.
psychedelic one, man.
I was about to say, they're about to trip ayahuasca.
It's blacked out. What happens during these blackout periods is you get the feeling of phenomenal acceleration, like you're being shot out over millions, billions of years. Time simply obliterates.
Now, I'm asking you to put the experiment off until we understand a little more in order to minimize the risk.
Wait.
I'm really
Sounds
frightened.
smart.
What the hell was that?
It's not good, dude. When your arm does
for me,
that,
like the story and just the plot of it is very. I love it. Like it's almost the sort of thing to where.
Our whole evolutionary past. Perhaps
Yeah,
I tapped
it's-
into that.
I'm a professor of endocrinology.
Because this really introduced the whole deprivation tanks. I can't think of anything where like sleep deprivation tanks being used to like trigger, psychotherapy or hallucinations. But that's like part of the studies to do with the whole like being in these isolation tanks, being blacked out, and then also taking these drugs where you're intentionally just in your mind and then going
crazy.
deep. Yeah, dude. And then it's.
Fuck.
That shit sounds crazy as fuck.
And it's funny because I remember there was this Family Guy episode where randomly Stewie is going through something, and there's like a short part where like he has some weird transformation, and it was literally a reference to something from Altered States.
Funny.
I was like, yeah. Because there's
Family Guy is notorious.
Yeah, I know,
that,
but it was literally, I'm like, dude, okay, maybe who
Yeah.
else? No one else is getting that reference,
Yeah,
but he
there's
literally
very
did an
few,
all
like,
to Altered States, and the way this transformation happened is like that's pretty cool.
That's pretty deep.
Yeah, it's a deep cut. Let me make sure. I mean, because I gotta show. We talked about Airplane doing these because we weren't showing anything. As far as comedies, Airplane, I have to show a show.
Yeah, no, that's.
And then after that, I gotta let
shaped-
Mikey go. But dude,
I feel like Airplane shaped comedy for the next probably at least 15 years.
Dude, it's great.
From 80 to 95, probably.
Yeah, dude.
Think about
and literally, like the director, it was Zucker, whoever it was, they literally intentionally hired actors that weren't known for comedy.
Yeah.
And he didn't even tell them that he was making a comedy.
Yeah.
And so that's like part of the genius.
I never knew that, actually.
Yeah, because Leslie Nielsen is funny because I remember there's some old sci-fi movie where I saw him in, and he wasn't a comedic actor or anything like that. And it's so the genius levels of it is so great.
That's funny. I never actually knew that.
Yeah, man.
But I knew Juice was in it.
And Juice?
OJ? Isn't he in?
He was in Naked Gun.
Naked Gun movies.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Or he might have been. Well, what? They made 3 airplanes, right?
Just 2.
Just 2? Okay.
Yeah, he wasn't in either of them.
Here we go.
I remember showing my
Red Band?
nephews this for the first time when I was visiting them in Germany. I was like, you're gonna have to watch Airplane.
Did they watch it with Garrett?
No, I think I was just like sitting with them.
Oh no, I was just saying like because Garrett.
No,
Garrett.
Stand by for the most extraordinary chain of events ever swept up into high adventure.
Hey, Larry, where's the forklift? Forklift! It's over there with the baggage loader.
Airplane is drama.
This is Dr. Brody at the Mayo Clinic. There's a passenger on your Chicago flight 209, a little girl named Lisa Davis.
It's like the
en route to
non-stop
Minneapolis.
jokes,
She's
rapid
scheduled
fire.
for a heart transplant.
Like they really
I want you
set.
to make sure that she's
Yeah, and it's like you either get them or you don't.
and that a continuous watch is kept
That's
on
all,
her.
that they're always there.
It's exactly. It's non-stop. Like this is where it started.
This is what made the 3rd Scary Movie so
Airplane.
great.
Yep.
It was like going back to
Exactly.
the first 2 were hilarious, but the 3rd one was like it was clean. It was PG-13. But
Exactly.
it was fucking hilarious. Because
Yeah, it didn't lean into vulgarities
Straight
for
up.
humor.
Airplane
It can be funny without being vulgar.
format.
Dude, as far as like iconic dance scene, just absurdity. It's that right there. They make fun of disco.
Been in the cockpit before?
No, sir, I've never been up in a plane before.
Peter Graves. You ever seen a grown man naked?
The fact that's in the trailer, dude.
Like,
so
why
good.
would you? Yeah.
I'm an airline pilot.
He keeps denying being that he's him, and then like when he's unconscious, you see him take him away. He's in his basketball shorts.
right now.
Lloyd Bridges.
Johnny, what can you make out of this?
This? Well, I can make a cap, put a brooch, a pterodactyl.
Robert Stack.
All right, Steve, let's face a few facts.
His glasses on
Enjoy
glasses.
the rest of your flight.
Julie Haggerty.
By the way, is there anyone on board who knows how to fly a plane?
Can you fly this plane and land it?
Robert Hayes.
Surely you can't be serious. I am serious. And don't call me Sheriff.
I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. Calm down. Get a hold of yourself.
I am excited to see the Naked Gun reboot with Liam Neeson.
They're making a new one with Liam Neeson.
Yeah, I think he could carry the mantle.
He looks like him.
Yeah.
Everyone the monk.
Look at the gun.
Mayday!
And there's this scene where that chick is like talking about not want to die virgin, and people are getting in line the same way, and there's the horse that gets in line.
Everybody get in crash positions.
The most incredible adventure. The screen.
I say get in the crash positions.
Yeah, dude.
It's how they'd be found once they
Exactly,
crash.
man. It's saying if you don't like it, there'll be a joke that hits for you. It's somewhere in all the jokes they do.
Yeah, you will laugh at the absurdity of
and there'll be a couple jokes here and there.
Dude, speak it.
Where it's like, oh dang, that resonates with my ridiculous sense of humor. And most, but dude, I just remember as a little kid, I have to thank Pops for showing me that as a little kid. And also, the second one's great because it was a PG movie that actually had boobies in it.
Yeah,
I don't know if you knew about that. Yeah, dude.
It was pretty much mandatory. If you made a PG movie in the 80s, it had to have at least 4 sets of titties.
There's some movies. There's that kind of mythological one. Not Clash of the Titans. Maybe it was.
It was Clash of the Titans.
I could see some titties in that.
Yeah, and that was PG. So yeah, little secrets there, but yeah,
old fucking Perseus and them.
Yeah,
killing Medusa.
But yeah.
That's why he ain't turned to stone. He was looking at them titties.
Heck yeah.
You can't look Medusa in the face.
She's like, eyes up here, buddy. He's like, nope.
You better put a shirt on.
Oh yeah.
Look at them boobies.
Yeah. So those are the main ones we talked about. Oh, in the because I trust you could talk about it enough because I'll stop talking because
I mean,
I felt
I was going to talk about it, mention it, and talk about the movie, and yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. Probably you could talk about it then. You go ahead.
I mean, I feel like
I'll add to it if whatever you don't say.
I feel like it resonates more the stuff that he did in the like Stanley Kubrick and horror and stuff to where and especially with the moon landing stuff, which you told me about, there's just like a lot of interesting shit there.
Yeah,
but
the references to the Apollo
but
missions.
just like what that actress for The Shining, then like it really effed with her, didn't it? Like there's something about like the
lady?
actress, the mom. Yeah, like
I'm not sure on that side of things. What I know about it is that
I feel like I've heard that.
Yeah, like
it wouldn't surprise me if it did. Because her role is one that you wouldn't necessarily think where she would go crazy. You think Jack would, but
yeah,
I get kind of how she could probably freak out.
And Stanley Kubrick and putting her. I think more of it being Kubrick,
yeah,
probably. But yeah, man. But so
but
yeah,
I was
you
just
go.
gonna say about it is that no, it's one of the things that's funny is that like kind of from the jump of it, as far as I understand, he kind of more or less flips it on its head and gives like a middle finger to Stephen King in the very beginning because in Stephen King's movie, the guy is driving to the Outlook in a red car, in like a red Bug or something. in Stephen King's book.
Yeah, because that's right. Because I knew it was based on a book, and King wasn't happy with the adaptation. I don't think, right?
in the movie, he's driving up to the Outlook in like a red bug or something.
Yeah,
and on the way up, he's driving a yellow bug, or they're driving a yellow car. And on the side of the road on the way up, there's a red car wrecked into like a bus or a tree.
Dude,
it was a Chevy boat.
So it was like. Immediately just pretty much like, no, he's driving a yellow car and the red car's wrecked.
Yeah,
it's like, fuck you. Okay.
For Kubrick to go out of his way to do that little thing
off top, that's
it just it kind of, if anything, it kind of,
if anything,
it adds credence to all the moon stuff.
Exactly, because I was gonna say it's like all the moon. What he means by that is there's a scene, for instance, where they're in the kitchen and the head of the hotel is showing them around. The head maitre d' or whatever you would call him is showing them around the hotel, the Outlook when they get there, and on one of the shelves up behind him, there's a bunch of packages of Tang, and again, Tang's like little promotion or something.
When Tang was initially
the
developed
astronauts
for astronauts.
Yes, okay,
yeah,
there
it
you
was
go.
like they did advertise. It was the whole thing like astronauts drink Tang.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
There was a whole marketing campaign.
We
around
only
that
know
as
about
well.
it because NASA and astronauts, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And on the shelf behind him, yep. And then the also too, whenever his kid is walking around upstairs, he's wearing a Apollo 11 or like an Apollo whatever
or
something,
one of the Apollos
sweater. And then like the room that he goes in has significance too, where he finds the old lady. It's like
there's like a bunch of there's like a whole list of crap
to where to people that want to sit there. Here's my thing to everybody, because I'm not decided either way. I see it and I'm like, that is weird. That's a little, to me. It's one of those things where it's like it's a lot of smoke to be no fire. Is it just coincidence that all of this shit lines up like
what you want to see?
Exactly. It's like
it could go either way. But for me, as a person who's never for a second entertained the idea of it being fake,
really,
yeah, never. And I'm not right now. Now I'm just saying throughout my life. I've never gone down a rabbit hole thinking that. Yeah. Right now, where I stand, I could easily believe it was. Yeah. I could easily believe it wasn't. You know, I'm kind of. It could go both. It could go both ways because I could start.
I don't have strong feelings. I don't have strong feelings on it.
But I would just say,
but neither would surprise me.
A director like Stanley Kubrick, he just mentioned something he did to go out of his way to jab at Stephen King. For him to obviously go out of his way to do this, has to be a reason. So if anything, it adds more credence to something. Why would he go out of his way to do that? Because whenever this came out, there wasn't the moon hoax. I don't know if that was just starting then, or if maybe he's genius and he knew.
No, I don't think anybody.
The thing about Kubrick that people should know or go get into is there is a pretty cool documentary, and at one point I saw it because it was on Tubi.
I think we sat there and watched that one. Yeah, we watched it.
Yeah, and on there they were talking about how people believe that ever since the moon landing happened. Okay, when did we go to the moon? Do y'all know off the top of your head?
It's like 60 something, wasn't it? Was it 63 or something? It was 67.
It's one of those things where I feel like it was the 70s, but then
I think it's 60. It is 60s because we were racing 69. So that's why you said 70.
Yeah.
So it's So 1969. So people were saying it's think of pretty much any movie after that. They were saying that if you go, because people have gone and watched through a bunch of them.
When I talked about there weren't many sci-fi movies right around that year.
Yes.
That also gave me credence to where
to where it's okay,
it was
why?
that was so believable.
There was some kind of psyop campaign,
a reason they said that we don't want to see things represented in cinema that are
what's
maybe better than what you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So keep going.
No, yeah, absolutely. But no, so it was people were saying that more or less with Kubrick is that it's if you go back and watch a lot of his movies with a keen eye after the moon landing. So the moon landing happened in 69. So the most of his, there's a bunch of his movies that came out after that.
Yeah.
And if you go watch them with a keen eye, it's people point to how they believe in a lot of these movies. He's pointing to shit that he's found out about Hollywood and shit that he has been a part of with the moon landing, and he's pretty much in all of his movies. In all of his movies, he's leaving like Easter eggs of like
in the last movie is the biggest one. Freaking Eyes Wide Shut.
Eyes Wide Shut. Did you know too with that movie or something? I think that like was it that one or some shit? They had a different ending or something, and he freaked the fuck out.
Well, he died before it even got released, so I don't know if.
No, because there was something where there was some private. I want to say, I could be wrong, but I want to say there was some screening of it or something, and they changed some shit, and he freaked the fuck out. Like he got mad, and then he died not long after or some shit.
I mean, then it would have to be that then. Then it would have to have been that one.
I still remember, the marketing for that stage.
Oh, yeah.
Kubrick's haunting final masterpiece.
Yeah.
Like, because,
he died March 7th, 99.
Yeah.
Remember that.
March 7th, 3799.
September 3rd, 1999 is the UK.
So like 6 months
That
later.
was the UK.
Whenever it was released.
Yeah. So 6 months after he died.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's saying UK. It's still just coming up. It says Eyes Wide Shut was released in the United States on July 16th, 1999.
Yeah, so he died, and the movie came out a couple months later.
Yeah, and so as far as I want to say that I saw something recently that talked about like him getting upset about like how y'all edited this movie or something, because there was some scene where like there's been some. That's definitely one that's worth going like looking into other people's breakdowns on it.
Oh yeah,
don't just you can go watch it, that's fine, but then watch other people's breakdowns on it where it's like, because there's a lot of people that have spent a lot of time like researching Kubrick and everything like that.
Yeah, dude, it's definitely and people need to watch it. Like it's a tough. I mean, it's an intense. It's him doing graphics.
It's a great movie.
It really is, dude.
Because really especially when you hold it up to all this stuff you're finding out now about all these people in Hollywood, you're
Seriously,
like, okay,
what are you talking about? There's no people.
That's right. My fault. My mistake.
Yeah, seriously,
It's
there's no people.
Accident.
That's. Damn it, I know.
I get
honestly, I play so many video games.
Fucking poor guy killed himself over nothing.
And it's the thing for me. Like I feel like it's for me. It's an example to where I feel like he died a righteous word. Like people can see and think it's like making smut, but no, I feel like it's him exposing things.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
to where he's making it might be graphic and all that stuff, but no, it's his way of actually exposing this or just talking about
like doing,
as hard as that is for you to stomach. Imagine how hard it'd be to stomach the fact that that's real.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that he's trying to draw light to and attention to, is that it's like this is happening, and I think that was the thing too, is that's another thing about Eyes Wide Shut, is I believe it correlated with a real life event that was going on, like some girl who, like that same situation in that scene where Tom Cruise is called in and that girl's like fucking OD'd.
Yeah,
that same thing. I believe that was like a real life situation. There was somebody else.
Yeah.
And it's something where it was like, if people who knew what it was watched it, it'd be like, why are you doing this?
Exactly.
Like, why are you?
It's just like, some person was found OD'd or dead, whatever, and they don't realize like,
people think it's just something in the movie.
Some sex party where these rich dudes were basically facilitating and making this happen, and she was basically So
I was gonna say though.
The Shining.
No, absolutely. I know we got onto that subject with The Shining, but there was the way I was gonna.
You were talking about Kubrick, the moon landing.
Oh, that was it. The moon landing.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say I didn't get my chance to say anything. I got you
because Mikey knows it didn't happen.
I was just about to say I did not get my chance to say anything. But y'all both said that y'all haven't really gone down the rabbit hole. Whatever.
Real quick.
You don't have any feelings about it. I have strong feelings. Personally, I'll just say I don't think we went. I just don't think we did it. I don't think we did it because
I lean more towards that side than the side that we did go.
Yeah,
but I'm not.
You haven't gone down it. Yes, I get it. I'm not necessarily fervent either, but I'm also not quite like, it's like if I hear people. A lot of times when I see movies or I see people talk about on the news or like in this great nation and we've done these things and we went to the moon. In those moments, I'm like, we went to the moon. No, the fuck we didn't.
Those are the moments that make me not believe it.
Yeah, and those are the moments where I'm like, it seems like, wow, Mike, you really seems like you didn't think we'd go to the moon. It's like, because the thing is that again, there's so much. Why did we lose all the fucking data? why is it gone?
Well,
why is it gone?
Actually does make sense.
I mean, I can buy that, but I can easily buy like the narrative of it mattering enough to do that. Like get the nation and just having them, just the narrative of a president and just seeing the power, knowing what that like a psyop on the country, what that would do. You know, whether if it did or didn't happen, but you know, and then I
can understand the information disappearing if it's one of those things that, because they talk about it being, you know,
I mean, I
like all the code and everything
disappearing.
Like they say that we don't know how to get to the moon today. What the fuck? Somebody trying to hit us up?
No, you keep going.
But no, that they say that we don't actually have the technology to get to the moon today because the information that, like, it was lost to time, basically.
Yeah.
And which I do understand how something like that could happen, where it's like if you think of people, there was a way of doing things at such and such time. And then it was like, this is how we did things. This is how we got around this problem. Yeah. You know, it may or may not have been written down somewhere, but as those people retire, as they pass away, things that people thought were common knowledge, as you get further and further down the line, because of how compartmentalized the whole thing was too, where it's like, you may be working on nothing but the fuel mixture issue, you know, whereas Mikey's department may be working on nothing but, you know, the frangible tie downs that have to hold this thing in fucking place before it launches, but still have to explode under rocket pressure to be able to, you know, uncouple it from the platform to launch it. And so the information was so compartmentalized across so many different people that I don't think that anybody sat down over the top of everything else to fucking write it all down.
Listening to like
and
Sean Ryan and stuff,
the information,
that part's believable.
Well, and the information slowly dies with different people.
Yeah, so some of the stuff we've lost was like footage. We've lost some.
No, and I'm just saying about
I believe that we think there's adults in the room.
The knowledge.
There aren't adults in the room. Like,
no, it's a whole bunch of people that know a whole bunch of different little things, and then maybe sometime down the road you go to replicate. It was like, well, we know this, and this, and then you have some seemingly simple and stupid, insignificant problem that, like, but how did they overcome for this? How did they account for this? And it was like, we have no idea. Nobody wrote that down, but, you know, there's probably some fucking just regular dude that was like, oh no, we just.
Yeah, so what happens with some of this is, to just wrap up what you were saying. It's the Apollo 11 telemetry tapes that contain the raw slow scan television SSTV signal recorded directly at the tracking station, like Parks and Honeysuckle Creek, were erased and reused during NASA's tape recycling efforts in the early 1970s to 1980s. As a part of regular practices, when tape shortages hit, programs like Landsat, whatever, it's like they would just fucking take these tapes
just
and
record over them. Yeah.
So it's like there was a handful of shit that got recorded over from the moon landing.
Yeah.
And it's
from
just
the
like
previous ones, and then it's like, oh
yeah. And I don't think that, you know, again, I don't know. Call me. I might be the side of history that people, and I'm okay with being that. I feel like so many people
100%.
are not okay with being wrong. I'm fine. If I'm fucking wrong, I'm wrong. But if I'm just going off of y'all's fucking track record, every time I hear some shit, people are like, oh, we're going to Mars and we're doing this. And did you hear about this breakthrough? Did you hear about the... And I'm just like, oh, sure the fuck we are. We're not going to Mars. I don't think we went to the moon. It's like, yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like... well, too, did y'all hear recently that apparently the Earth is spinning faster? Have y'all heard that? To where essentially it's only sped up so fast where it's like milliseconds being affected. But like,
is that why my watch keeps fucking up?
Right, but apparently the Earth is spinning faster, and now people, of course, freaking the fuck out. And I don't know. I just find it funny. I feel like sometimes I might be the guy in the Rambo movie, the newer one, the stupid redneck, where he's like, I might be a dumb redneck, but I can count fucking with 100.
Yeah,
and it's like, I might be a dumb redneck, but I'm sorry, but like sometimes some of this shit is just like,
yeah,
you know.
As
it's
Daddy
like
would say,
it's like y'all are
something
just
in milk
getting
ain't
one.
what.
It's like it seems like what the saying that Dad always said when we were kids. P.T. Barnum said it. There's a sucker born every
minute.
Exactly. And I feel like with so much of this shit, it's like, oh yeah, let's put all this money into going to fucking Mars. Bullshit. We're not going to Mars. Why are all these underground bunkers? You've been doing what's the fuck is with all this?
What do they call those things? Dumps. You know they call
Do
those
what?
dumps.
Elon was going to Mars, but
He's not going to Mars.
No, like the dumps is what you're talking about.
Deep underground bases.
Yeah, they call it deep underground.
He's serious about wanting to go if he gets to go.
I don't believe it.
No, I do.
I just don't believe that.
Oh, I do with dude, 1,000%, and even just like the conversation around. There's reasons why getting off the planet, or being able to get off the planet, is like especially if people think about likelihood of catastrophic events that it could occur on Earth, to actually have somewhere else to be.
It's not something that's going to occur in our lifetime.
Yeah, like,
but it is.
He'll be able to send AI. He'll be able to send shit out there and have an AI and figure shit out, and he'll be able to get his brain uploaded to her whenever it does happen. But he's serious. I believe he's completely serious about it.
Well, that's.
I mean, shit. L. Ron Hubbard was serious about shit.
If you want to compare them to, that's fine.
Well, no, they talk about
all
all the different things that Elon's into, that like, because they talk about the twofold reason for purchasing Twitter. It was like, on the surface, people were like, censorship, whatever. It was like, no, he wanted what they call the fire hose.
He's relaunching Vine, right?
They call it the theoretical fire hose.
Vine's coming back.
If you're
an American combatant to TikTok,
that'd be good.
It actually is.
TikTok.
If you're going to create an LLM, what better aggregate than the platform that its whole purpose is people just sharing their thoughts about things.
Well, yeah, I mean,
and so they talk about part of him wanting to acquire Twitter was being able to have that fire hose of information,
but arguably like the noisiest one that has the most garbage.
But it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, you're getting the most of it. But then he also talks about,
but the evidence of the garbage in it. Make a Hitler. That's evidence of it, like him training on it. The fact that comes out, being trained on the data to where that shit was able to slip through.
Yeah, I wasn't even necessarily talking about the AI in general. I was just talking about how everything that Elon does. Could be like. So that's what I was saying is like him purchasing Twitter helps train an AI. He has his robotics program.
I don't think he was thinking about AI when he bought it, though, honestly.
No, and he very well may not have been. But then
2017, because the AI race didn't really take off until like 20.
Shit. Yeah. Did you know about the tunneling stuff that
the AI
tunneling company that he's built, or he owns a company that's like that like builds tunnels and stuff. And so like the thing about it is that they're talking about, it's basically all of his businesses are aimed with an eye towards going to Mars. And so the Tesla, the AI, like all the automation and stuff, human beings can't survive in that atmosphere.
You can't drive a combustion engine on Mars, but you need electric because you wouldn't have gas.
You can't survive on the surface of Mars, so you would have to have something terraforming the surface. So then, if human beings were there, they would have to live underground.
Yeah, he's basically practicing terraforming on Earth.
It's like plus
to do
the
there.
SpaceX program, and so it was like.
I mean,
I believe that he's definitely trying to.
All that to say, I think
whether or not
whether he gets to
actually
see it
happen, or
because then if he dies, he has to have someone to carry the torch.
But living on Mars,
I believe it.
People living on Mars. No fucking way.
I'm not saying it's going to happen at all, but I believe that he's serious about it.
I think he's serious enough. I think he is.
I believe he seriously believes it, but
It doesn't bother me, but
I don't think it's going to happen.
I'm not somebody throwing my money at it.
Like the Tower of Babel.
Yeah, I think something's going to happen to stop it from happening.
I was going to say that, like, I feel like
I think God's going to come into the picture before we get to that point.
I feel like with Elon is that it's like he is the perfect mix of somebody. Again, it's not that it scares me about him, but it's something I'm conscious of, and it doesn't. I'm not somebody with millions of fucking dollars where I can invest, so it doesn't really matter. I don't feel like I'm going to take a financial hit, but I feel like people that are investing a shitload of money eventually are going to probably be really fucking let down and take a hit, because personally, I think that Elon is that perfect blend of genius and fucking like somewhat too like business used car salesman con man. I'm a hustler, baby. I'm just trying to hustle and get some money and shit. And it's like, I'm not saying the dude's a bad guy, but I also think too that it's like, I think that he sees that he has all of these other things that he can do and accomplish that are insane, or they're incredible and they're phenomenal. Being able to land the fucking rocket the way that he is able to back on the thing is insane. Doing all of this shit, all of that is fascinating, and I think it's just like perfect. It's like, why wouldn't you be able to do it? Of course you should be able to do it. And I look at it like,
who carries on his dream when he's gone?
Not only just that, but it's like, I just don't even fucking think that like it's something we can fucking do.
No.
I mean, we can definitely get a ship. No, we've seen that. We can definitely get. We can definitely create a ship that can get there. We're not saying humans on there, but we can definitely get something there. We've got a Mars rover, so we got technology there, so we can get shit there. So the Mars
rover, again, man.
I'm just saying we can get shit there. Whether we could get there and it's an AI living there and doing shit. I'm just saying we can get there. That I'm not saying humans are going to live there, but we can have something we made and send it and it touch.
I guess that's probably my hang up is I don't even think we can fucking get there. I don't even think we're there. I don't think the rover we have is fucking there. I don't think we can.
That's fair, but I mean,
I don't think we can fucking get to the Mars
radiation belt.
Not just the Van Allen belt, but fucking. I just think there's so many other factors that it's like I just think that it is a part of a bigger thing because it's all connected in a sense where everybody has their eyes up and we're all looking out. We're trying to go somewhere, and it's like I think
the space station's real, right?
What, low Earth orbit fucking satellites?
No, yeah, I'm just saying the International Space Station.
But what we know is space station isn't fucking space what we think of. It's not the expanse. It's not interstellar. It's low Earth orbit. It's like this far off the Earth. If you fucking
but Mars isn't even like interstellar. Like it's in the same solar system, so it's not. There's no. I mean, we could go down. We could go on. I know.
Forever. I'm just saying.
I think it's possible, but I get that.
I think that the reason we think it's possible is because it's built on a lie. That's my point. I think the reason that most people, and I don't blame people for thinking it's possible, because you're going with what the facts are, what we know. We shot a rocket up, we did this, we did that, and it's like, but then you see how much shit's faked. It's like, why is there? When you really look at some of this NASA footage, why is you see green screen in some of this NASA footage where people are floating in fucking space? Why is it that all of a sudden, like whenever they walk through this one part, they showed it's like somebody walked through the NASA space station, and on the background up on the big screen, it's like they were filming this fucking astronaut in space, and there's a green screen behind him, and then it shows the feed of him, and it shows him in a spaceship. And it's like one of those things they kind of fucked up where they're just filming somebody walk through the space station and somebody pauses it and zooms in. It's like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that those things don't exist.
Oh, I know you're not. I'm just saying. I'm just saying those are my hang-ups. I'm not trying to say that I'm right. I'm just explaining my hang-up so that people are listening. They're like, "Why do you feel this way?" This is why I feel this way. Is because I think, again, mass deception. keep you thinking we're going somewhere else and not worried about the fact that, you know, we might not have fucking wood and water in 10, 15, 20 years.
Yeah. The Shining.
Dude, Stanley Kubrick. He'll put you in a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
So then the other movie from that year that I had is the real Kung Fu of Shaolin. I watched that for this year.
Okay.
I watched a Kung Fu
Fu
movie.
of Shaolin?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
you want to?
If
Yeah,
you,
you can.
if you actually watched it, then yeah.
I watched it.
Just pull up a trailer.
Real Kung Fu of Shaolin, 1980.
Real. Want people to be on the
And then there's two movies I didn't get to that and again the movies that I recommend you watch are ones we've mentioned: The Shining, Friday the 13th,
this looks like
Raging Bull.
Is this
No.
If it's 1980.
That says 15 years ago.
No, but it might have been uploaded.
Well, no, I know.
Okay, yeah, he's right.
There we go.
There it is.
Or the second one is.
Wait.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
What is this? No, 18 Brave Men. No.
No, yeah, I'm backing up. It's the second hit. No, if you go back to the second hit right there.
Right,
Oh, wait. No.
Real Kung Fu of Shaolin.
Martial. Oh, no.
Ooh, was it on Tubi?
It was on Tubi.
They normally have the trailers on there.
No, you go
Yeah.
to Tubi and see.
Tubi, let's see what
To be honest, if it's still on there, hopefully Tubi.
and it says that it came out in 1990. You're like, whoops. No,
Walk it.
I still can't believe fucking Popeye came out in 1980.
Yeah, you have to learn to accept that, Chris.
I don't know. I think now I need to build a fucking time
Well, if I
machine.
search Real Kung Fu,
That settles it.
There we go.
There you go. I was on my Wu-Tang shit.
Maybe they didn't actually.
There is no preview.
So let's watch the first.
So we'll just watch the first hour and 28 minutes.
Yep, there you go, Matt. And skip forward a little bit more.
Get on with it.
Oh.
Back a little, Phil. We see that fight scene.
Is this?
Tie the
Them eyebrows.
Back a little more from here.
Straight to your temple.
Bro, is this Kung Pao?
Come in. Please.
Is it?
All right, it's very heavily probably Kung Pao was probably heavily influenced by a lot of these movies. And he looked just like Kung Pao.
That was the thing about Kung Pao was that they just like green screened him in to these old movies.
What's trying to get to a fight? Say, stands on.
Well, you skipped a few fight scenes. You've skipped them. There's been a few. Right there. Forward a little. Bam. Trying to take this woman. You can't take that woman.
That's a woman?
Yup. That's grandma.
Look at this. We're learning how to make a trailer. Look at this, guys. We're making a trailer live.
From nothing.
This fool just posting up to sit down.
The deadline we gave is passed. It's time you moved out of here.
I won't move. It's my home. And I'm staying
Do y'all think she had to move? I haven't seen the movie.
Final decision, is it?
I won't go.
Stand your ground.
Since that's your choice, I find I have no more patience with the matter. And
Bro, the voices.
I just imagine the person when they get paid for this job
Smoking
and they're
a
like,
cigarette, drinking
they're
a
like,
beer.
great job, we'll take it. It's like,
Yeah. Dude, you could have made a kill. I bet you those dudes made some good money back in the day dubbing movies.
Oh heck
Yeah, she was.
Hell, I know that we had a good woman beating movie. This is what I'm talking about.
Banger.
I'm on for. There we go. If you ain't seen female violence against a woman in the movie, then that's
You'll
what I'm
see
talking
it in
about.
this, and you'll see it in Real Kung Fu Shaolin.
Hey, Stephanie knows. I wish I could do that sometimes.
The next movie I didn't watch, but these two
It's
I did
okay,
not
yeah.
watch.
Yeah, what
but
did
I
you wanna
wanted
watch?
I wanted to see these. I was having
okay,
trouble
Mikey, I
on my
forgive you.
streaming services. No, I need to talk to you about where you watch sometimes because I've been having some real issues on movies not loading.
Yeah.
Too many pop-ups.
Yeah, the game is getting nuts.
It is.
But yeah.
It is. Yes. Defiance.
Defiant.
What's funny is that this is PG.
Yeah, well, PG-13. Everything was PG-13 didn't exist yet.
Yeah.
So there's one thing is like, well, this one looks.
This is
they
it.
get the VHS.
Jan Michael Vincent.
You think this is what I want, this rat crap you live in?
Teresa Saldana.
They're gonna be able to take your whole stupid life and stick it in that duffel bag.
30 seconds.
And Academy Award winner, Art Carney.
What?
Yes. I know. Like, who the fuck is that?
All lived in fear until he taught them defiance. Rated PG.
Bam. There you go.
Dun, 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 dun.
86th Street and a theater near you.
Art Carney, dude.
All right,
Hell,
and the next
I didn't
one?
know Art Carney was in that.
That was like
I'm sold.
Shane Gillis's joke.
That yeah, exactly. It was like
Stop.
Heavy breathing intensifies, bitch. Oh yeah, get him, Val.
The movie On the Nickel.
On the what?
On the Nickel.
Oh.
I don't know. This one seemed.
No,
This was a rated
for a
R.
second, I thought Matthew and I rented this when we were teenagers.
This one is.
Oh, it's got Dolly Parton in it.
Okay.
No, I don't think that's it.
Lily Tomlin's in it though.
Is it? Yeah, that's probably it.
This is the Skid Row of Los Angeles.
Yeah, this is it.
5th Street, also known as the Nickel.
Sounds like someone did their own voiceover though.
They did.
When one man
I'll tell you what's going on here, death. That's what's going on here, death.
got out alive,
They set you changed and you stopped drinking.
That's
the
Homeboy.
one thing he didn't
He
count
looked
on
like Dennis
was
Hopper.
missing his
But
best
yeah.
friend.
I don't think it was.
You ain't seen CG, have you?
You heard something about CG?
You seen CG?
Roll along. CG. Don't need you.
Is that
You need CG.
Nolte?
We've been singing the Lord's praises here for some few minutes, and I can't hear any noise out there. And if
Oh.
I can't hear you,
Yeah.
how's God gonna hear you?
I can't think of who he is.
My cousin Vinny. He's an attorney.
Oh yeah. Yep.
You're alive. Let's go. Oh, old Saint Matilda. Oh, Saint Matilda.
This actually looks pretty interesting.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't watch it, but it looked interesting.
You know, if the wine didn't make me so sick and the damn cops would go away, I'd just as soon stick with you, CG.
It's your choice.
I don't think he exists. I think he's like either dead or imagining him. I don't know.
Ah, could be.
Yeah, they made a TV show about this called
Violated the
Shameless.
law, and I
Right?
want to know how you plead.
Sober for a long time. I was just trying to get myself straightened out.
Tom Waits.
Synchronicity.
Ralph Waite, Donald
That
Moffat,
was Tom's brother
and
then.
Penelope Allen. On the Nickel.
It says rated R there. Interesting. That's not real. I mean.
No, it is
I
rated
know
R.
it's real, but it is okay. They
Yeah.
said it's PG. Okay.
No, this one. Yeah, this
Well,
one.
that's
was
an
rated
example
R.
where it probably it definitely probably should have just only been PG-13, but that didn't exist.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
there
cool,
was
dude. No,
between.
I'm glad.
Yeah, there's
I'm-
On the Nickel.
On the Nickel. Yeah, thank you. That definitely looks worth checking out. So yeah, I should probably let me go and get that roulette wheel up here, so we can see what the Reel Roulette gives us for our next viewing assignment. First, I'll get our log up so we know. Dude, they're getting more serious with their. I'm glad with their access stuff here. So I got the log there. Let's see, real.
Oh, come here, little pug.
Random number generator. 19. 50 to 2000. Oh, 81. Let's see.
Have
So
we
obviously
already
we got to
done 81?
respin because it's. So we've already done 72, so we got to spin again. We got to get out of the decade. We've already done 72. We've already done 70. Is this even trying? We've already done 84. Oh gosh, actually doing. We haven't done 1950. The beginning of it. Nope.
It's like
we've only done
six
done
movies that came out that year.
57, 58. Yeah, so it looks like we're going back to 1950. So let's have. It should be an easy assignment. We'll probably all have this.
All of the movies from 1950.
1950. And then we shall take a quick little break.
And we're back.
We're back. It was a good little break.
Nice break. Remember whenever in the first episodes when we do weird stuff between the breaks, I'd like walk into the closet and you'd...
I know, we used to have fun.
Yeah.
But it was, before we get moving on, I have to share, I was doing laundry and I'm not saying this is good or bad, just observation. I don't think I've actually bought a pair of socks in over 5 years.
Oh, shit. Dude, that's a good point. Caleb just the other day said something about I need to buy socks.
I literally, I don't, in underwear as a gift, I haven't bought myself underwear probably longer than that. I've managed to get them as gifts, like Christmas maybe, but socks, if you want to get me a gift, that's probably one that I need.
Socks. Right.
Because I already don't care about matching them, but not only am I not matching them, they're falling apart.
Yes, you're like, they're getting holes.
And you're like, wait, why don't you buy some of your own? It's like, I should. But I just never... the fact that I haven't in over 5 years, that's so that I don't think it's about to happen.
Yeah, that's like there's like the meme of that every, it starts in October every year. It'll be like just a picture of some dude standing there, some ripped out ass tidy whities.
Yeah.
It'll be like, hold on, boys, just 2 more months till Christmas or whatever. It was like you're gonna get socks and underwear.
Yeah, maybe that's the problem. Yeah, I need to.
But
family socks and underwear.
Yep.
Socks are. Yeah, it's because
especially when I started a new job, but my need for certain socks, I'm like, oh crap. Well, because I was working from home so much, I didn't have to wear socks. Now, and I run, but there's certain socks. But now it's like, oh crap, I really have to have certain socks.
Gotta have your socks now.
Yeah, Mikey's a big time sock guy. He's got a ton of socks. It's like
Mikey's probably got a whole sock game.
I don't ever. It was like I wear these like the ankle.
Not game, but versus somebody who doesn't.
I have a lot.
I'm getting pretty close to. These are.
I need to get more athletic socks and low ankle cut socks and stuff.
I've got a shitload of wool.
My socks are lacking in that aspect, but my dress socks and stuff like that, I got those on lock.
Hell
socks and dress socks. That's what I got.
Oh yeah.
But that's my sock game. But
there we go.
There was something we were talking about off camera. That would have gotten all of us put in jail. No, I'm kidding. No, we were talking about off camera. We were just talking about these. It's like these things that y'all were talking about something, and it made me realize that it's like there's the bigger picture. These things that we do, we're always advancing and making things easier, more accessible, more convenient. But then eventually I feel like we realize that, okay, some of the inconvenience of these things that we made more convenient was actually like a silver lining of something beautiful. And what I mean by that is what y'all were bringing up, Chris was mentioning about the cigarette. And you said that about how a cigarette, have y'all ever seen a cigarette save Thanksgiving? When that is?
Yeah. You can play it if you.
Yeah, because I was a smoker, and then I switched to vape, and it's like, oh, it's great. I don't, all the arguments where people switch to it, it's great. But yeah, this before you I acknowledge having to get up and go and do that and the exercise of vaping, and
we're not
send it to.
We're not talking
text
about.
It to me?
Yeah, I sent it to your text.
Okay.
Perfect. No, I got
and we're not obviously talking about obviously there's health,
Y'all remember back in the day you'd see somebody outside of a gas station walking in small circles smoking a cigarette. Oh, sure. You knew to give them a minute. They were trying not to go to jail. I believe wholeheartedly about. I'm not talking about bringing back to restaurants, but people You go on a walk and look around. People need cigarettes, not vape pens. You get vape pens, it happens too fast. You get to that cotton candy immediately. A Winston 100, you're going to figure some stuff out. You know what I mean? Bravo. Yeah, hilarious.
So true.
Yeah, man. I mean, I believe that. I don't smoke, but I've seen the magic of cigarettes. And people that haven't been around cigarettes, they've never seen a cigarette save Thanksgiving. Because it happened. No, y'all have seen it happen, man. Aunt Barbara was about to say something that was going to turn that dining room upside down. But now she's out on the screen porch making a business decision. You know?
That part got shit.
Somebody's out there talking to her.
Yeah. Going, hey, Barbara, they don't mean that. Yes, they do, Tammy. They say this every year, Tammy. She's always been like that. You know that.
Yeah, it's funny because you don't smoke, but you've definitely been around enough situations where you've seen people who do smoke and that are you've been the person who goes out with them and talks to them while they're smoking.
95% of the people I know, that I grew up around smoked, and
you've been the person who goes out with them, talking to them while they're smoking.
Hey, dude, maybe you better smoke a cigarette. Just quiet down for a minute, and you got about 2 minutes, depending on how fast you're smoking.
Yeah,
Well, it's like how even with in that same train of thought about these things that we've made more convenient, stuff like that. And it's like how sometimes we forget, the whole act of doing this was something bigger that we overlooked. And it's like, while smoking is not a habit that it just like drinking, it is not a habit that should, be condoned, whatever. But it's like, with to think I wouldn't want to speed drinking up. That sounds awful. Why would I or like make drinking more convenient? Fuck that. No,
that's people like liquor and then hardcore alcoholics.
What I'm saying, it's like, but like with the cigarette and the vape thing, cigarettes and the vape, it's like people that vape oftentimes were former smokers or something, or they like nicotine,
they had a tie
like that
to it,
oral fixation, something.
Definitely.
And so it's like, they want to be able to have that access at all times, but then
it's overkill. It's as someone who smoked and now vapes. It's I shouldn't have it accessible as I'm laying in bed.
Well, and you don't.
It's like
and it's not. It's
the reward.
Not that same release.
The reward isn't the same.
It would be.
You know what a cigarette parallel is?
Yeah, what's that?
That is real. It's not the same, but there's a parallel here. Pornography. And access to pornography, where think about before phones and just pornography. People used to actually try and go get laid.
Instant gratification.
People used to have to actually go get laid.
They would try.
And they would do the pursuit of dating and they would be driven in that. But now it's in their hand, and birth rates decline and all these other things because they have sex in their hand, basically.
The instant gratification.
Literally in their hand. We have sex. But it's it's a similar thing as far as what you lose from the convenience of having that. You know,
and it's kind of like what Mikey's saying, in that in the constant pursuit to streamline everything and make everything better and faster and more whatever.
Yeah.
It's like but it's not until you move beyond it that you realize some of those things that you were trying to take away from it were actually the unintended benefit.
Like you're saying, getting outside, getting outside.
The inconvenience of smoking
green
a cigarette,
space, fresh air,
the
psychological benefits you get from that,
in
reducing your
world.
Screen time. Being outside.
Well, the inconvenience of smoking a cigarette in today's world, where it's like you're sitting down at a restaurant with a group of friends, you're sitting there, and the conversation gets a little heated, and somebody needs to get up. And it's like, hey, dude, I need to go outside because smoking in there isn't an option.
You had an outlet to do that,
and so
smoking
it gives you
the conversation.
I guess the modern person, I just need a minute.
What would be viewed as generally the inconvenience, like the person being like, man, I really wish I could just fucking light this thing up and smoke here. It's like what may seem like the inconvenience, kind of what to Mikey was saying, it's like something gets done away with.
Yeah.
It was like you don't have that time to just go out and
it's almost like people who are active enough on social media to wish they waited 5 seconds before they sent a tweet or some bullshit to where it's like, it can give you the 5 minutes before acting out and doing something stupid. You know,
and it's kind of unrelated, but they talk about in those moments and stuff like that. It was like you're saying, giving yourself that minute. You always hear people say, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. There's actually a physiological reason for that, because generally what happens is like when you start to get frustrated, you start going into that
fighter,
the lizard brain or the monkey brain.
It all comes down to like survival, fight or flight type
it's
thing.
Like the fight or flight type thing, and you're in, I guess I call it like the midbrain.
Okay.
But taking a breath will actually return you,
trigger back to the safe and zone brain, not like the survival brain.
And so it will kick you out of that.
Yeah.
It's like, say you're at work in a situation where you start catching yourself getting, amped up about something. And it's like, I really want to tell this guy what I think about him. And you're like,
yeah, man. There's...
And you take a deep breath, and it's like, and it helps return you to the prefrontal cortex, whatever the actual like decision making brain. But there is actually a physiological reason for.
So it's like a it's like a biohack to help you get back there. Yeah,
in a way.
Yeah,
and that's what that cigarette gives you.
Yeah,
yeah. So there you go. So I was just gonna say again with like the same thought. The same thought or whatever about we get so far along or whatnot and things, and you forget, we do things for convenience, whatever, and then you realize that like, wait a minute, sometimes also the thing you're left with isn't nearly, you're like, fuck, this is kind of worse than what I was doing, or this is worse
this isn't as rewarding as when I used to,
exactly, or that this isn't whatever. But like, so with movies and streaming, it's like back in the day you used to watch TV and you would have commercials, and you'd be like, fuck these commercials, I want to fucking watch something without commercials. So then you paid for cable or some shit, and you got shit to where you had channels that you didn't have to watch commercials. You watch fucking movies all day. And then eventually it was just like, you get to the point where you're just kind of like, fuck TV. Fuck cable.
That's basically where we are now. Yeah.
So then everybody goes from saying that to now you get streaming services, and now all of a sudden it's like, well, now you got to pay for something because now you're watching fucking commercials. It's like on all the shit you're watching fucking commercials, and the shit's like almost going backwards. Where it's like,
that's what people realize. Yeah, because it's like wait, I remember Amazon Prime within last year. Yeah. Now now I got commercials within my Amazon, so I have to pay even more to get rid of those.
Exactly, and then
I got to pay more to get rid of those commercials.
Well, and on top of it, you're already paying. $7 to $15 for
in the long game. We're screwing
Amazon,
ourselves even worse.
Netflix,
exactly.
all of them.
And isn't it funny?
You're paying the same amount that you paid for cable.
It is funny.
You just have all these different subscriptions to pay for,
and you're still watching fucking commercials, and you still can't find shit.
We can't.
To watch.
Yeah, we're there's temporary moments in society where we have the dream, but then quickly capitalism catches up with it.
I was going to say, but that is, again, a couple of reasons. Mainly, my main it's like you're going to watch fucking commercials damn near any platform you go to. But at least with Tubi, the shit is free. And not only that, it's like, out of all the different streaming services I've been on, Hulu, HBO, Paramount, all that shit, Tubi is the one that gives me the most feeling like I was back at Blockbuster perusing just aisles of what the fuck is this? That. I'm watching and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, it's the closest thing to digitally or virtually browsing for movies at Blockbuster. Definitely.
Yeah, because it's like you're not gonna find on Netflix or fucking Apple TV. You're not gonna find Gary Busey's fucking Gingerbread Man.
Well, and the way they'll have categories, they'll have things categorized just by like unique little genre, or just unique categories.
Exactly.
To where
crazy subcategories.
Yeah,
and now
so they're
they've
smart. I'm really
pre-85.
I love the people in the thinking, the leadership.
And they've recently, they have been stepping. Each month they drop new shit. It's just like
they were smart to get to that game and own it.
They recently added conspiracy theory. I was watching it the other night with Mel Gibson.
Oh yeah,
and dude, it's funny.
I'm about to say, I thought you were saying, did they probably have a conspiracy theory category?
No. Oh, they do. They do.
Exactly.
They do. 100%.
Right?
They do.
That itself is awesome.
They have the most categories I've ever seen. Like,
and it's
any
like probably updates
service.
every month. Like probably updates every like weekly.
It's like a video game. It's monthly.
They have
it's
categories that like their niche is like 6 people globally.
So at any given time, there's movies that are going out. Like you can click on like leaving soon, and it'll show a little yellow. It'll be like a little yellow circle, and it'll say a 7D, 1D, 2D, and it's like giving you how many days until it's off the platform. But then a lot of stuff comes back. But literally each month, the stuff they've been adding has been like, really? No shit? Y'all added this? Like the Man on Fire?
Dude, this is a beauty, a silver line, or a thing to the whole streaming evolution is... There's so many like that Shaolin movie watch. There's so many random little movies that people wouldn't have ever known about that they probably picked up the rights for dirt cheap.
Well,
but now that there's visibility, and now that actually has a life, that now Netflix, actually has somebody who saw it.
Netflix
so that's kind of cool.
Have that shit.
No.
Like Tubi has that obscure horror movie or
Netflix. There's not enough return on it, But Tubi's like, oh, we'll pay cheap. Not that maybe no one watches. That's fine. We'll put it out there for a little bit,
Yeah, and then sometimes you see that they get great ratings on shit. People watch something and they're like, "Yo, y'all gotta watch this,"
and that brings life to something.
Yeah, and
so that is a cool It's one of those rare things that it's the beauty of streaming that came out of it.
And what's funny is that like how at first when you had access to all these streaming things and before they got kind of shitty with all the commercials and now you're having to pay extra and you can't share your password with somebody else and this and that.
I guess that's the one thing
so
Netflix
it's like
has.
The more in the early days, Tubi was like, you watch Tubi, da 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 da. Now it's getting to the point where you're like, you're paying for shit. You're not watching Tubi. You're not doing that. You're not watching on Roku or something like fucking something you don't pay for, like Crackle, like download some. It's like, I'm sorry, but I think that a lot of these shit that we're paying for, they need to step their fucking game up.
Well, it comes down to like having certain shows.
Well, and so much
streamers have landmark shows. They have one show that might get a person.
Yes.
So they're paying for one show.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like what?
Yes.
Like Paramount.
Yeah.
Yellowstone. Yeah.
So where like these streamers will have like their landmark shows,
it's this or that.
And so that's why hit me up offline and I can talk to you about watching things.
Absolutely. Matt's got all the recommendations. No, but that made me think of somewhere. I was just I was about to ask. It was a good question. It was a good question. It was a good one. We're talking about movies, streaming,
platforms.
Buying. Do y'all think? I know we've talked about it a little bit. What are y'all's thoughts on in the future, in a sense of? I know me and Chris have been big on it. And I think I might know yours.
You want to go in and buy streamer?
DVDs.
With them being coming back and being collectibles, just like VHS and everything else?
I guess just the thing about it is buying DVDs because the DVD gives you the accessibility to stuff that you're going to pretty much get charged like full fucking price for on streaming services. Like that's something I don't think people think about. If you want to eventually think about what if the day comes, eventually these DVDs are just not going to be
them.
Exactly.
Oh, it's just another dying format.
All the $5 bins at Walmart's are going to disappear. And then you're going to literally, that movie you could have got for $5, you're now going to have to spend $5 to rent for 3 hours.
Well, there was...
Or $18.99 to buy it on Apple.
Well, and Apple will host it until they don't.
Yeah.
And then it's like,
then
you
you're
paid
like,
$18 and it's like, you had the movie for a year or two. I literally had this experience.
I would say this. The thing is, I would ask outside of people who have even gaming consoles. People don't have DVD players in their homes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying the average person. Yeah.
But no, I literally ran across that same situation staying at my girl's house one time where it was like she had never seen Heat. And I was like, you need to watch this. And so we're going through all our streaming services and we don't find, there's none that have it.
Yeah.
So then finally she finds one of them and it's like, like he said, $4.99
you had to
rent it.
pay for it.
And she rented it and I'm like, don't fucking rent it. I own it. I'll let you borrow it. But of course she fell asleep fucking 30 minutes into it. It was like, no, I wanted to watch this so you could watch it. But either way, the point being that
for me, it's just kind of one of those things.
So, okay, I know. That's the thing, though. It's one of those things, right? Where you look at things on a very, you look at it as just
where am I going to put all those DVDs?
No, not only just that. No, I wasn't even thinking of that.
Just
you just see it as
exactly the progression.
Exactly.
And
of course, it's going to get phased out, right?
Yeah,
I agree. But I'm saying again, we're things that we're not realizing that we're doing. That it's like a convenience, right? All these other things are convenient, but then eventually, I think that it's going to get to the day where it's like, fuck, man. I should have bought a copy of Jumanji because now that shit costs $180 fucking dollars. That's my point.
To the depth of things, just it's not convenient and accessible, and it just dies off out of people knowing or caring about it.
This actually was a big thing in the gaming sphere in the last month or two because I'm not sure who it was that was hosting it, but the game Watch Dogs.
Oh yes,
they took the game. They took Watch Dogs offline, which no big deal. Doesn't affect me.
Yeah,
I never played it, but it's one of those games where there was a whole community behind it, and the thing about it is the way that games have gone, it's like back in the day,
services now.
You would go spend $60. You would go spend your $60. You would purchase the game, and you had that game. Nobody could ever take that game away from you.
But the fact that there's a community shows there's an online component, and that's the whole thing. For it's like it's a game that these people play. That they could go off and play alone. They have clans. They get together. They group up.
You can't even go off and play a lot of them alone now. A lot of them
they're not made that way. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Only.
Yeah, the nature of games. Whenever a game is a solo play game and there's a single player campaign, they're the outliers. But they still make them. But they're that's You have your Oblivions and your Fallouts and things like that, but for or Elden Rings, but then they'll end up having online components.
Even the Splinter Cell games, where it was I love playing the single player story, and then there was the co-op story that you couldn't play the co-op story, and unless you had somebody, it was a completely different.
To me, that kind of speaks to the nature of a lot of, and that's the beauty of something I really like about PlayStation is. I've really come they'll have certain there's this game on there Astrobot Astrobot. It's just like a platformer like Mario 64 style that came out the last year, but it's literally complete not online, not anything whatsoever, and it's just its own beautiful, unique little experience.
Yeah, it's just something you do to pass time.
You think about if the internet goes down, what can I play? Type shit. I can play that.
And that's the thing about it though now is that how many games do you turn on that
you have to be online to play it?
Where this game requires an online connection.
Account. Yeah,
and
or gold membership.
There were times it wouldn't even let me play fucking Fight Night against the computer.
Yep. It's because I couldn't verify that you owned the file that you had on your.
I would put the physical fucking disc in the game. If the fucking
it's down, they couldn't verify that you actually at one time paid for that disc, even though that shouldn't matter if you have the disc.
Yeah, no,
it's nuts,
and that's what. That's the thing that I don't like.
Yeah, what I intended with that conversation with when I brought up the movies and stuff is kind of more or less number one, it's kind of my recommendation in a sense to when you're out.
Oh yeah.
And you see these movies that are, maybe you see a movie that you like and you think, oh, whatever. Oh, okay, it's $5. That's cool. I'm always going to, and you don't think about it. Buy it. Because in my opinion, these things are going to be gone. And not only will they be gone, your alternative is, because the world sneaks up on us. Yeah,
you're going to one time think, oh, I want to watch that movie that I like, and realize it's like he's looking for heat. Oh, no streamers have it?
No,
I can't find
exactly.
And they're going to charge me $20.
The same as the fucking halogen bulb or whatever. The old school, what are the incandescent, whatever it is. The
light bulbs.
They did away with them. And now all of a sudden you got these bullshit LEDs that flicker and flash and fuck up all the time, and the light looks weird out of them, and you move your hand under them, and it's
those
like,
movies
why
that
the
you
fuck
actually
is my
care
hand
about and
doing
have
that?
a nostalgic feeling for, actually buy them, because there's a good chance you might lose the ability to easily watch them again.
Yeah,
and like them in the
and two, not only that, but it's a good investment.
Well,
problematic? Yes,
movies.
problematic.
Like
there's some that can be.
You talk about like book burning type stuff where
Fahrenheit 451 to try and
people try to get rid. Where what's the most recent? There's a movie that it's been going viral. That it was one from like the 90s, like late 90s, and they have a disclaimer at the beginning about that
Rush Hour.
Yeah, Rush Hour. Rush Hour.
Really?
Yeah, Rush Hour. There was a disclaimer at the front, and it was like, we all love our 90s buddy comedies, but understand that this was written in a different time, and some of the things you'll see in here, some of the humor is outdated.
Oh, because I don't understand the words that come out of your mouth. It's like literally just talking about cultural differences.
Goddamn cup of grease.
Making fun of
goddamn chin. Yeah,
it's so sad.
I know, punk bitch.
That's so sad.
That's but either way,
it's like people.
So while there is the
problematic, we're not going to show it anymore.
Yeah, so there is that censorship aspect, but the way I look at it is just on the whether or not, because not that I disagree, I fully agree, but I think that whether you agree with the censorship or not, it eventually the movie you like could hit you in the pocketbook. Here's, for instance, I bought a PSP. because I wanted to be able to play the game The Warriors. And
Warriors.
Exactly. I wanted to play that game.
Come out and play
when I bought it, it was already jailbroken. It was jailbroken with a bunch of games on it. It had like 190 games, and I'm like, fingers crossed the Warriors is on here.
Yeah.
It wasn't. So I go look for a copy. Would you like to have a guess at how much a copy of the Warrior, not factory sealed, how much a copy of the PSP version of the Warriors costs?
$107.
Well, now I'm kind of set up to think it's high. So
but it's not astronomical. But it's higher than you would want to pay for a game that's been
$100,
like 70.
Yeah, that's definitely still
$70.
I mean, that's about what you pay for a brand new.
Yeah,
game
$70 for a game that's been. But that's the thing. The movies as well. There's like Donnie Darko, Batman, Pulp Fiction. Some of those movies for the PSP, $90.
Well, yeah, you're talking about a PSP. You're talking about a format that was already kind of rare there too.
I understand, but eventually, it's one that became. It's one that the DVD is eventually, I think, going to fall into that. Like what you were saying, how many people have a DVD player?
Yeah.
My point is, with why I brought up the PSP, I
time.
understand that the PSP is a very more niche, exactly, and it's way more obscure. So the numbers of people that have them and used them, it wasn't a household thing. But I think eventually the DVD will get there.
Yeah,
and it's like
it's just a matter of time. It just might take longer. But
exactly. So my only point with that, you like movies, and you see them when you're out, fucking buy them because I bought the other day
the physical copies of the movies you truly love,
and you can literally buy a DVD player for about the cost of a DVD.
Yeah, and not just movies you love. I buy movies. Anytime I see a deal. No, not just hate. Even if I know it's a good movie, people liked it, not a bad. I'll add it to the collection because between him and I,
it's a crowd pleaser.
A pretty big fucking collection.
Yeah, people over here be like, "Oh, this is good. This is good. It's a good movie to have."
We've probably got about 300 DVDs.
I have The Informant. I bought The Informant the other day. Crane and I were at Family Dollar buying something, and I'm walking through. And I'm like, dude, come here. He's like, what are you looking for, dude? I'm like, they have boxes of DVDs and video games up here sometimes.
Oh, and here's a little tip.
So he bought,
if you didn't know where to find DVDs, go to your local Family Dollar.
So
if it's still open.
So I was walking around, and up on the top shelf of one of these, we found the movie box. And he's like, there it is. And we started going through it.
Whole box of movies for $1.
Dude, the movie, I bought The Informant for $1.
Yeah.
With Matt Damon. Crane bought a Xbox One video game in one of the first games to drop on Xbox One. I guess he was like, dude, let me see that. And he's like, I remember this game. And he was like, fuck it, I'll buy it.
Copies of it.
No, he bought that, and then he bought DVD.
I bet it was a sci-fi game,
but it's Defiant or something like that.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But then I'm like, no fucking way. They had 2 PSP games
at Family Dollar?
At Family Dollar, and it was
Which Family Dollar is
Chess
this?
Masters, the one by my house.
They had PSP games there?
2 PSP games. And they were called Chess Master. Because think about it. These people are buying. You think they buy from fucking other sellers that just have back stock or something like that.
Yeah, they're just buying a crate of crap.
Yes.
Yeah. They don't even know what's in there.
No.
Well, and
they get
like
movies all the time.
If we sell 4
That's
things
crazy.
out of this bin,
dude,
that's funny.
We paid for
I
it.
bought 2 PSP games in a movie. Both the games were listed at $2 a piece. The movie was listed
B. Jones here. They'd be like, what? Yeah, this is the reason I do that. Chess Masters. Be like,
that's the thing. You know what's funny? Is that the Chess Masters games, so I paid $1. I
sold it for $2.
So I bought a lighter.
100% return.
I bought a lighter. And I bought 2 copies.
Can I get 1,000 copies of that Chess Masters?
I bought 2 of the Chess Masters games. I bought a lighter, and I bought the movie The Informant. And altogether, I paid $4.80. And I went and looked up online, and the Chess Master games are going for like $6. So it's like, if I wanted to, I could. I don't fucking want to.
Exactly, though.
I just bought it because I'm like, when the fuck are you going to see a PSP game?
Yeah,
out here in the wild.
You know the value. You know you got a deal.
And eventually,
you got yourself a deal.
I did, but either way, I was more pumped about the Matt Damon movie of The Informant. I fucking love The Informant.
More on a Red Bull that you
drink
hell yeah,
than leaving
that's
your cup
good
holder.
Shit.
Yeah,
but yeah, man. But yeah, I mean, just because we probably before we get to just we probably talk about that important stuff.
Yeah, we got a few things to talk about. There was some people that died who left us this year recently.
This week. So starting off with, I was familiar enough with the first one just because, I mean, from Cosby, Malcolm-Jamal Warner, but also I'd seen him enough on other shows. He wasn't on Parks and Rec.
No, he was Cosby.
He was Theo Huxtable.
Cosby.
Yeah, he was his kid, not Theo, but he was one of his kids.
Theo Huxtable.
It was Theo, yeah. But also, like, he'd been on
Malcolm and Eddie.
Yeah, and some other sitcoms
was
too.
Was that him and Eddie Griffin?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah,
because
and he'd been on like around the circuit, but he was always likable. He was always like the cool, likable black guy. He really was. As an adult, like there's even this random freaking after Seinfeld, Jason Alexander had a failed sitcom where he was like a sports show anchor, and he was his co-host on there too. Well, so he never really got outside of his wheelhouse or anything, exactly like you said, where it was like he just always, he just kind of always portrayed himself, and it was always just a cool dude that you would just seem like, in the way he went was so tragic too.
That's what I couldn't believe.
You don't
drown,
dude. He was with his daughter on vacation and got caught in like a riptide.
In like a riptide or an under.
Yeah, he was with his daughter on vacation, got caught in a riptide, and freaking. Yeah,
that's
so honestly, like his death is the most tragic.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, he's like in his mid-50s. He literally, it's not like Mother Nature got him.
Yeah,
he got killed by Mother Nature.
Fucking with that ocean, man.
Yeah, dude. So it's like, man,
I wonder how he got like. I'm just curious. Like, was he up just near the front of the beach with his kid?
Do you know about riptides? Have you done the deep dive on riptides and undertows?
Yeah, like riptides and
go deep dive on undertows and riptides, and it literally sucks you under.
You could
like
be
the ocean. It literally there'll be like a current going one direction, and you get sucked into a current going another direction because you went a little too far, or you thought you're strong enough. And the thing is, people naturally try and fight against it.
Yeah, but you're supposed to track against it. You're supposed to track to the side of it because eventually it'll push you in.
Yeah,
that's the one thing I know. I think that's
almost.
about the riptides is that they always you try and swim back to the shore, but really it's like you let the tide take you out and track alongside and swim
as close
alongside.
As
you go perpendicular,
and then it should.
Because
that makes
you
sense.
fight it, and you exert all your oxygen, and you drown because you're fighting a battle that.
But
you just need to go with it.
Literally, what it will do.
Because and you can't place blame on the guy fighting it.
Yeah, dude, I know.
Somebody's 20 feet off the shore at waist level, and it grabs them.
Yeah, dude, it can happen.
It could suck them 100 feet.
It's the thing. You could have been standing there.
That's what I said.
That's what I was saying. Deep. Like that's why I asked. Was he up by the shore? Because
like, I don't know the deals, but I just know the nature of.
That's why I thought. That's why I thought riptides and people who normally were affected was like. But then I didn't know too. Like I've also heard of people in like lakes that try and swim out in undercurrent, like grabbing them or something.
Yeah, there's like similar mechanics at play, but it's just incredibly tragic.
Yeah,
and so and then the next day, I think it was the next day, we learned about Sir Ozzy, which we.
I mean, it was going to happen eventually.
Yeah, and he had Parkinson's, and he got to do. Honestly, he got to do that last show like a week or two. He literally got to do it all. Like he literally got to have a farewell concert.
Well, he got his
and then he died. Like he died
before he went.
He literally died in the perfect way that you could have hoped to.
And that's actually.
And supposedly he was a Christian. I don't know. Brandon sent me something too. I don't know if he became a Christian or not. But.
Conspiracy brain, Chris here. As I had told Mikey the other day, I wonder if we'll find out at some point down the road that he had some type of like medical assistance.
Oh,
and just because of the timing of it, and like after the concert, like the way everybody treated the concert,
I can see that.
Then he had interviews. He had an interview. He had an interview right after the concert where he was telling a guy that where he was like, my mind is good, like, but I feel like I'm a prisoner in my own body and stuff like that.
And medical assistant could just be like, just give me a lot of the Michael Jackson drugs and good
something
night.
that you just you like basically.
Or shit, I'll just get my own pills and take a bunch, guys. That's or whatever it is.
They just dose them with fentanyl and they go to sleep. Like
I mean,
but
I could
either way, it's like. Even if he died naturally, it's amazing that it's like the timing. That's
it's almost too perfect,
man.
But so before we go, we have a tie to Ozzy.
We do.
We stayed at the same.
What year was that?
I would have to be in middle school probably.
And it's
so 97 or 8.
And it's synchronicity.
Probably 97 or 8 ish.
It's also synchronicity because for the longest time, people didn't believe us about this story because of where it took place.
San Antonio.
Ozzy was banned from San Antonio for 10 years. A lot of people think it was for peeing on the Alamo. It was actually one of the monuments at the Alamo. He didn't actually piss on the Alamo. Did you know he was wearing one of Sharon's dresses when he did that?
I believe it. But how do we know? How do we know him, though? That's the thing.
Well, so several years later, 4th of July, Matthew's mom and them used to take a trip every year down to San Antonio.
Hill Country. There's like this Hyatt family.
Yeah, the Hyatt Regency.
Yeah.
Hill Country Resort. And so there's one year we're down there being a couple of punk ass kids. We're hanging out in the hot tub.
Like 7th or 8th grade.
Yeah, we're hanging out in the hot tub like late one night with a bunch of other, kids that are about our age.
Yeah.
And this was before the Osbournes came
out.
Oh
yeah, dude. Years before.
One of the kids in the hot tub asked us. He was like, "Hey, do you guys know who Ozzy Osbourne is?" And me and Matthew look at each other like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
And he's like, Well, we don't know who he is, but he's staying at the hotel, and we stole his itinerary. And we're like, you did what? And Ozzy's in San Antonio? That's fucking crazy.
He's at this hotel for some reason.
And so, yeah, the kids had no idea. They just knew somebody famous was staying at the hotel. So they were like, oh, fuck it, you know. So we knew when he was going to check out.
Yeah.
And we ended up going down to the lobby that morning. Those kids and some of their friends were sitting down there. We're all sitting down there waiting for him to walk out through the lobby. And he's not showing up. And we knew his checkout time.
We're like,
we were like, dude, there's got to be.
We started to think he's going to sneak out the side.
He was like, dude, he's probably going to go out another door. So, like, we kind of tell them some other shit because we didn't want them to follow us.
Yeah.
And we fuck off outside. And sure enough, he, like, fucks off out some side door. We were able to get like pictures.
I know, dude.
Stuff.
I say I literally got a couple pictures. You
somewhere.
do? Yeah, if it's like him on like the balcony or something, he's like going
some like green.
It's
no,
like,
he was walking out on the ground level there.
Yeah, I just have the image of that picture that we got of him
carrying that green cane. And all that. But it was like by the time we got out there to see him coming out, it was like we got there right as he was coming out.
Yeah.
So it was not like we had time
we were like within 150 feet of him.
Yeah. We got
the
pretty
Prince of
close,
Darkness.
but it was not. Yeah. If we had been there earlier, because it was just us, we probably could have been like, yo, Ozzy.
Oh, yeah, well, I'll give you a chance. You can meet me now, boys.
We wouldn't have made a scene about it. Just run up and been like, dude, we know who you are.
Yeah.
Fucking hell yeah. And
so,
then fuck off.
So good, Ozzy. So going from a guy, arguably, whether he fed is not the third death of this week, I don't get the sense that it was probably, but he's closest to us.
You don't
probably
get the sense what?
I mean, no, like a conspiracy thing, like that like he didn't go out like on a high horse.
Hogan was he started to recently like something happened. He got sick or something.
I've heard people saying that he was in like the hospital.
He got leading up to his death. He had gotten sick, and people were like, "Yo, Hulk's not doing good."
Gotcha.
Because I sent out a text like a week ago. And I was like to the boys, and I was like, "Prayers up for Hogan." Like Hogan's down.
So I didn't know that. So
I didn't.
It was kind of
after
he was in the hospital for like a week or so.
People followed him. It wasn't like out of nowhere.
No,
but him being there might have been. But it's been a week or
exactly. It's like so. But either way, it was like I remember like in regards to Hogan. I just want to say for a minute, I've always, regardless of the fucking bullshit. I don't care. I know what the man said. I get it. He's fucked up. People want to fucking sit here and armchair quarterback about his career in the business. And this is mostly what I'm saying is in terms of like how he's been viewed in the business of WWE and all that, WWF. It's like, I've always been a Hulk fan, and now you're always going to see all the people coming out of the woodwork being like, oh, well, and they're going to act like they like him. And it's like, dude, it's like this guy, there's so much shit you would not even fucking have today. And people want to sit there and be like, oh, well, Hulk Hogan acted like this, and he was a dick, and he did
It's like, dude, if you followed his career,
and it's like, hang on.
Live whenever he was actually...
What I was going to say is that it's like you want to sit here and analyze him and be like Hogan was a dick and he did this and he did that and blah 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 blah. It's like you imagine he was the top fucking dog. He was put over by Andre the fucking Giant.
Yeah,
Andre the Giant was
him at WrestleMania doing that is like one of the most iconic moments in wrestling history.
No, Andre
was at WrestleMania. Which one?
My point is that I was going to say is that Andre the Giant was the head dude. He was the boss. He was the boss of the WWF. You didn't win if you didn't fucking cut up in the locker room. You didn't do shit that Andre didn't like. Man. Yeah, he hated Macho Man.
Macho Man.
He eventually, it's like, so you're Hulk Hogan. Put yourself in this guy's shoes. You just got put over by they call that being put over. When a guy who's been the big dude in the business lets you beat him, they're putting you over.
Gotcha.
So Andre the Giant put Hogan over. And so if the man is letting you beat him, then you just became the man.
Yeah.
He beat Andre. He picked up fucking Andre and slammed him. And then we got the iconic slam and the leg drop and all that.
And he tore
and it's like,
a shitload of muscles
his
in
whole
his
back
back.
up.
Yeah.
Like, even lifting him with Andre jumping.
But it's like, this dude he had to be he was literally like comparable to what I've tried to say of like the same thing with Saddam Hussein. Saddam Hussein was not he shouldn't have been handled with kid gloves. He wasn't a pup. But then you killed Saddam and you give birth to like fucking ISIS. And it's like, so my thing with Hogan is that it's like, Hogan, you're telling me Hogan was a dick to other dudes in the business? Yeah, I don't doubt it. He got put over by the biggest dude in the business, and he saw other dudes like the guy that's on Chris's shirt. Look at any great
person in any field in the way they have to be.
Look at him, the Ultimate Warrior. He was wrestling at the same time. It's like, so you have to imagine, like that dude, the Ultimate Warrior could have been the face of the WWF.
Yeah, you had to be, Dick. That's how you had to be.
Exactly.
You know?
And it's like, so for me, it's like, for us to hate him,
trying to judge people through modern lens is the dumbest, most annoying thing in the world.
You can't hate him without understanding the environment he existed in.
It's like movies or art or anything. With like, we talk about you talk about Rush Hour. Oh, this is that. It was a freak. You literally can't judge something from a different era in the modern era's lenses. It's foolish because that person was not literally living in a world where the perspective you have was even
remotely
an idea.
Similar.
Yeah,
that's like with for instance. It's like sayings and stuff. You say stuff now and people will be like, what? It's like they don't like melancholy. That's what they call depression.
Yeah.
They called depression melancholy.
Yeah.
You say it now and you'll be like, what the fuck? You know, you don't
it's
understand.
Like, no, we have now doctors gave it a term we can give you some pills that will it's like, yeah.
Do you know what hysteria was?
Oh,
have time of the month?
Yeah.
Or just like PMS.
Yeah,
because
schizophrenia.
no.
But no, Hulk Hogan, Chris. When you met me, did I still have my Hulk Hogan?
Your wrestling buddy? Yeah. No. Yeah.
I did. I wish I had that, dude. As a little kid,
I love the Hulk.
I wouldn't even big up
Macho Man one.
My parents got me, a little wrestling buddy. And he was just always, he was just about like, oh, brother in America,
it was seriously like, it was 1980s Americana.
Yes.
Like there was actually a picture that I had found or that I had shared on my Facebook the other day that perfectly encapsulated.
And he also brought down the Gawker Empire.
It was a picture of him like in the center of the ring at like the Royal Rumble. And you just like all this craziness going on around him, and he's standing there waving the American flag, and it was like it was just talking about how like if you weren't there for the 80s, like you can't explain just the over the top nature of it, and just and
understanding too that like
that's the show. Like
that's the thing people didn't understand too about that is it's like, do you know who Hulk Hogan was meant to represent?
In America.
Yeah, it was like the because you had all of the because it's like, who was it like,
dude, I need a poster of that.
Do you read the caption on it?
Yeah, this sums it up.
Yeah, and it's basically it's a picture of Hulk Hogan standing in the middle of the ring waving the American flag, and everybody's just going crazy. And
it's a world before social media.
It says, I'm not one of these everything was better back in my day people, but I cannot properly describe how much different the 80s were than what we have here today. I said it was fun, it was happy, it was patriotic and ridiculous and over the top, and it was wonderful.
And the thing is,
and it's
like, and of course, every generation can say that about the past generation, but it is definitively different in our case because nothing remotely existed like social media in everyone's pocket to literally influence culture and society.
It was the unified
all the
culture.
Time.
It was
like there used to be a time where you would hear about something days like, so it's Well, every generation does that, but we literally there's an exception that we're living in right now.
It's like what we were talking about earlier about apps and stuff like that, where it's like, oh, do you have Paramount? And it was like, no, I don't. Why? Oh, well, shit, dude. There's this show on there that you should really check out.
Yeah.
And but you've never seen it, so we don't really have anything to talk about. But you should download the Paramount app and check this show out, and then once you do, we'll have something to talk about.
Yeah.
Whereas back then, it was like, did you guys see WrestleMania? It's like, fuck yeah, everybody watched WrestleMania, you know, and it,
yeah, dude,
there was the shared culture.
Satan in the
Call
gulag.
of Duty.
That's funny.
Yeah, because Call of Duty Warzone, if you died, you would go to the gulag.
Yeah, I mean,
to fight your way out to return to the map.
So yeah, it was like I was gonna say though, there was I had seen something else that kind of put it together better, but I was trying to get ChatGPT to get in the area of it. But like old school WWE and WWF was literally, so the reason you got Hogan was because you had other people that represented minority groups. So you had the Iron Sheik,
yes,
who was
the Iranian guy. Yes,
you had Little Ivan Putski.
They literally had different countries and cultures represented, like
the fucking the Hakeem, the
Rikishi. Is that back then?
You had Chief Jay Strongbow, who was meant to represent the Native Americans.
Yeah. And nowadays people would be call that insensitive. Or it's like, no, that's
Papa Shango.
Dude, that makes me think of Trump and his stuff with the other Redskins and the Indians.
Caribbean voodoo stereotype.
And had shrinkers.
Yep. And then it was like Muhammad Hassan. That was around 9/11. They introduced Muhammad Hassan.
Don't you wish that we could go back to that? Where you're just like, it's just stereotypes and differences. You celebrate them by making fun of them.
Then you had the Iron Sheik and Sergeant Slaughter.
Yeah, Sergeant Slaughter.
Iron Sheik and Sergeant Slaughter leaned into Iranian nationalism. Sergeant Slaughter embodied U.S. Marine persona, used both the patriotic hero and brief anti-American heel in the 1990s.
Yeah.
Like, so when you think about these guys and these characters, because that's the thing, wrestling doesn't get credit. These dudes are telling a story and they're building characters. And, you know, you look at it as just on the surface of people get too hung up on the fake thing about it. And it's like, dude, it's a story. They're telling you a story. And the same thing to where it's like the same thing as if you were to, and I don't watch wrestling, but I understand it to where it's like, if I went and turned it on tomorrow, I wouldn't, none of it, I would see good wrestling. I'd probably see decent shit. But some of it wouldn't stick with me or resonate with me, or I wouldn't understand some of it because it's like, well, I don't understand the storyline between Becky so-and-so and Jenny so-and-so, or Derek Lane and John Lynch, or these two. I don't know the storyline behind them.
He stole his
exactly.
It's like, and whenever he was in the hospital, that dude went there and he effed with him and then he punched his tires out.
So while some of it doesn't make sense, it's like
he's Iranian.
It's a soap opera, but
yes, and
that's fine.
But honestly, dude, some of it, like, they've had some peak days where, like, again, I don't think you will ever touch 90s Attitude Era, but it is some of the most.
I heard
it is the most beautiful, like, storytelling you will ever get in the 90s. Like, the 90s Attitude Era had some of the most polarizing characters. Like, you had Billy the Gun, Road Dogg, all the DX dudes, X-Pac. Triple H, obviously Stone Cold, The Rock. You had that was before The Rock. That was the Nation of Domination. The Nation of Domination.
Rocky Maivia.
Yeah, and Farouk. He was with Farouk, who was what was his name? Ron Simmons.
Ron Simmons. When he was in WCW.
Yep.
But no, I had forgotten until the other day. I heard Shane Gillis and them talking about it. But during the Attitude Era, where I can't remember whose baby it was maybe supposed to be like Stephanie McMahon.
Oh.
Or saying like Kane. Like kicks it, like takes it out of the, but like the baby is a product of the
Grape
R word, because Kane
Grape
did that to her, and she had a baby, and then Kane like takes the baby out of the fucking stroller and like kicks it in the fucking crowd.
Dude, WWE did not give a fuck. Dude.
Yeah,
it was some of the craziest, most appalling shit. I just had to literally, when I was a kid, I would have like, I shit you not, there was a point in my life where I would have the fucking remote like ready. Yeah, because like I knew like
change the channel
so that my dad and them wouldn't tell me to turn it off. Yeah, because I knew there would be some shit. I'm like, oh, they're about to do the lingerie match.
Yeah, I'd be like, I gotta be ready. Because even when I'd be at my mom's and watch them, and I'd always be nervous about what they're gonna say.
Like, oh shit, here comes the devil worship scene.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like Undertaker when he did his newer shit when he came out with all the henchmen. I had to change it. Yeah, I'd have to change it. My dad's like, "What is this demonic devil shit?" I'm like, "Dad, it's the Undertaker."
There's always love though, because I love my mom because she has sense of humor, just because. Like Val Venus, like but I thought that's funny. She thought that was funny too,
ladies.
And like they always have the imagery of like all like the
him in the
mechanical
shower
thrusting and stuff.
The train going into the tunnel, like all these sexual.
I always love Val Venus, dude.
Val Venus and Val Venus and Gold Dust.
Gold Dust.
Gold Dust is one of
ladies.
That was Val Venus.
Dude, no, we talked about Gold Dust with Jeff, dude.
Is one of the greatest characters.
Yeah, they get Jeff here to talk about what's his name,
Dusty Rhodes' son, dude. They're both
Stardust.
Stardust. What's
Jeff
his name?
Probably be like,
you talking about
Cody
Dusty
Rhodes. That's Stardust.
Back to the the time where they had everybody from Dusty Rhodes was Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream.
Yeah,
and they went and he was a fat white guy for people that don't know who Dusty Rhodes is.
Yeah,
watching this, but then the WWF, back when it was the WWF, went out and found another similarly built white man.
Who?
And they named him Hakeem, the African Dream. He came out in this like blue outfit with like the traditional like African whatever, and he was supposed to be a parody of Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, but he was a white guy, and they were both, and their matches were hilarious because he would engage in all the same theatrics
that Dusty would
Dusty
do.
would
again, that goes the depth of the storytelling that they do.
Dusty would like hit somebody, and then after he'd hit a guy, the guy would wobble, and Dusty would stand there in front of him and wobble in front of him.
So
Hakeem was doing the same thing with him. So Hakeem would get hit, and Hakeem would start to wobble.
See, that's fun, dude, and that's why like we saw people on the outside who really still do, like be like, oh, it's to talk about it being fake is like such a. I feel like that's not something that any intelligent people do anymore. And if for anyone actually is just like, oh, it's not respectable because they know it's fake, it's like, don't you realize it's a form of art? It's like you could go see ballet. You can see like ballet. You can see people doing physical acts that are nuts and like have stories. It is Americana. It's doing something beautiful that. Anyone who doesn't see that, and it bothers me because whenever Hulk Hogan died, like one of the guys on Ticket, he was just like making jokes about wrestling and not being, but it's like because of course it's not real. Like what? It's like come on,
and
dude.
I was gonna say, I think the thing about it,
deny that every kid at least once in their life, in that time period, wanted to fucking rip their shirt off and be fucking Hulk Hogan.
Be Hulkamania. You wanted to go.
Like,
you
I'm
wanted
not
to
a person.
say
Your prayers and take your vitamins.
I'm not a person who's a wrestling person, but for a brief period, because your brother, I was fucking into it hardcore,
dude. Yeah,
there was a brief period where it was all about that, and it was a magical period,
Attitude Era, and the WCW NWO era,
and it was
the second golden age of wrestling.
I think that the reason that people feel that, the reason they go to that argument, is because they mistake the fandom for blind believing that it's real.
I almost feel like they see it and they're jealous because they're not jealous, but they're not experiencing that magic.
Well, they're not able to suspend that disbelief to understand that it's a soap opera.
Yeah. When I think that that's the thing, is that it's like, because they're still hung up on, it's like, these people know it's not what you claim to be real. To them,
it's
real.
They call it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, to them, it's all about your definition of real. Because while it's not, it's like, did mankind really get thrown? I was going to say, did he really get thrown off that? He got thrown off of a cage onto a table.
Yeah, and
was that fake?
Look at medical records. Look at medical records for these people.
Was that fake,
dude? I had the freaking pay-per-view where freaking Owen Hart died.
Well, yes,
I actually was watching that.
Yes,
it was Backlash,
and you're like, why did he get cut off?
It was Backlash '99.
I was at Hamilton's. We got it, and all of a of a sudden it went
at Mom's.
Not for the one where he died.
Hamilton came out to your place because I was supposed to be out there for it, and I called y'all when I heard what happened. You were like, yeah, we were watching it.
No, but I was at Hamilton's.
Okay, maybe you were.
But you weren't with us. But I just know because I was just like, it's just showing the ring. Like, it's not showing anything.
Yeah.
So, yeah, real people, that's an example. Like, yeah, they're athletes doing stuff, dude.
That after Mankind got thrown off the top of the cage,
man, I love Mankind,
onto the announcer's table. He climbed back up and he got choke slammed. Power bombed or choke slammed through all of that back into the ring. And what told you that shit wasn't fake was Terry Funk.
Terry fucking Funk.
Terry Funk running into the ring to check on Mankind, because Terry Funk and Mankind had fucking wars. Back when Mankind was still Cactus Jack,
Dude
and
Love,
all that stuff,
ECW
where they would
days.
do the barbed wire matches or like the branding iron matches.
Mankind
And so
might be
they
my
would-
number one, honestly.
Those dudes would fucking hurt each other. And so
when he came out, that was a tell.
Undertaker threw him through.
You're not okay.
He ran out to check, and
because he'd been through all that, and Terry Funk told him later, he's like, you gotta fucking chill.
Yeah.
And pretty much when Terry Funk tells you to chill the fuck out, dude, you better chill. Because Terry Funk was the dude that literally his outfit was like a pair of black spandex that had red stripes on them, and he would wear boots and just a cut off sleeve t-shirt, and he'd come out there with his long fucking scraggly mullet hair and his headband. And he'd beat the shit out of people with 2x4s and barbed wire and fluorescent bulbs. He'd light you on fire, slam you through it. He'd do all this shit. And Terry Funk was like, Mick, you gotta calm down, brother. Mick, you're doing too much.
Was that, so Terry Funk slid in there to check on him. It was like, is he okay? And then when the Undertaker hopped down, he actually attacked Terry Funk, and Terry Funk fucking sold it.
Yeah.
Like when really like he was such fucking
trying to check on
professional
him.
that he was jumping in there to
sure
check
he's
on his
okay.
buddy. Are you good?
But that just shows the nature of the fluidity in which they can perform.
Yep. Is it fake or is it
it's choreographed?
It's rehearsed. And there's still improv in there.
Yeah. It's choreographed, it's rehearsed, but it is not fake.
And they're still reacting to things that aren't planned.
They have what's called spots. So you hit your spots. You know when the match starts, I'm going to come out, we're going to come out, we face off, we lock up, we're going to hit this lock up. After this lock up, I throw you off the ropes. I go to do a clothesline, you duck the clothesline, bounce off of that, I hit you with a kick in the face.
We got some key points. I'm going to do this one move here, this move here. We kind of improvise between. Yeah.
Exactly. And then from there, it kind of improvs, but they have these spots they hit. And it's like then they work the crowd in between.
And the improv time is where they really get to probably make their name.
And
that's where you see who has the most heat. Because then sometimes it's like, this guy's got heat. We got to get him to win.
Yeah, like this guy's charismatic. This guy. Yeah.
Well, and I want to say something I watched not long ago was saying that apparently Mick Foley was not a fan of heights. Like, and that he was talking about
doing like ladder
up
matches.
To the cage. No, where they threw him off the top of the cage fucking twice.
He was scared as hell.
That cage was a 2-level cage. Like generally they would drop the cage down and it would be just like past the ring.
Yeah.
But that cage was actually a 2-part, so you climbed up onto it, and then there was another one up on the top, and he talked about in that interview, like climbing up that fucking thing and looking over the side and being like, man, that's really far down.
That's
like,
crazy,
could you imagine
man.
being afraid of heights?
I know,
and
dude.
then knowing, like, hey, dude, throw me off this shit because that's
so
what
wild to
the
me,
fans
man.
want to see.
It's one of those things,
like
and
that
I
jackass
believe
shit.
it because everyone's afraid of different things, but to like have like a fear of heights, like even that height, or just like people who are claustrophobic to literally get on an elevator, like they really freak out.
To be able to
I can't
face
deny that it's
fear.
not real, but I believe it because
To sell that
you
love,
and for him
love
to do
what
that,
you do so more than you fear.
you love it more than your own life, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's good stuff.
I was gonna say before we go and depart from our wrestling talk, Shane. I will just say this: Shane McMahon had no business going as hard as he went. That dude did not. Like I said, dude was 100% love of the game. Guy was a product of nepotism, had all the money in the world, and was letting like
try to be the hardcore champion.
Fucking yeah, and was climbing up the foot. Never forget when he was climbing up the big old ladder or whatever it was at what was it? I can't remember the event. And Kurt Angle or somebody fucking hit him in the back with the kendo stick. Yeah. And he fucking just like lets go and falls back. And it was just like, oh my God. And then he had Kurt Angle suplex him into the glass. And it was supposed to be breakaway like safety glass. And it didn't break. And he like fucked his neck up. And he was like, told Kurt, like, do it again. Like, break it. And Kurt's like, fuck, okay. And it was like, psh, and it was crazy because Kurt Angle was like, I'm going to get, boss is going to be fucking mad, dude. Because he's telling me, because Shane's telling him, throw me again. And Kurt's thinking, okay, but your dad is going
to make the boss's son a quadruple.
Yeah, dude. He's thinking, like, you're telling me to throw you again, but boss is not going to be happy, dude.
That was like.
But I just wanted to say, Shane McMahon, shout out. Respect, dude. Look at how many other kids who were. Look at fucking Will Smith's kid. You know what I mean? Look at that kid. He's soft.
If you want to go there,
he's soft as shit,
cool.
Dude. He's
care.
Soft as Charmin, dude. Look at what is it, Jaden?
We can make fun of nepos all day.
I'm just saying, but
at least this is an outlier of somebody actually.
Shane McMahon's a real one, dude. Shane McMahon, he put it on. He's for the love of the game. Shane McMahon was for the love of the game.
There we go. Him and Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner, man.
That was the movie for love of the game.
For the love of the game, man. That was a controversial movie, man. He was cheating on people and shit. You know,
I know.
It wasn't good. It wasn't a good thing. You should not cheat on people.
It was not a good thing.
A lot of people say.
But yeah, I mean, before we get to Rex, is there any topics you want?
Yeah, it seemed like there was something real quick I was going to throw in there that I hope wouldn't have become a big thing. But
you gonna write down a little notepad?
Are you? I feel like that little
I'm just asking
comment.
a question.
I feel like the little notepad comment was you don't like my little notepad.
I went up and waited to tell you that I love your little notepad. If anything, I was hoping that you might have written it down in there.
My little notepad.
No, if anything, I might. I think you might have.
Did.
I love your little notepad.
Were we going to talk about Altered States? Did you forget that?
Oh, we did. Well, we were talking about Altered States.
No, I meant you said the movie. I know you want to talk about that, but I thought you said Synchronicity because it was something you wanted to talk about in terms of Altered States. I thought. I could be totally wrong.
No, yeah, because I mean, no, I definitely talked.
I just remember you were like, I watched this movie, Altered State. You were like, Synchronicity.
No, it was because we were watching. So we had this YouTube playlist on, and the person made it, and it happened to have Airplane and then Altered States from 1980, which was like a random thing that they had those two back to back. And like whoever picked them, because Altered States wasn't like a big blockbuster movie or anything like that.
I get it.
No, but
that's it.
I'm trying.
Y'all should recommendation. I can give another recommendation official because this one's kind of
another. All right.
Yeah, you know. I think that
you've already given a recommendation.
No, I'm saying I could give one after this.
Oh, okay.
But recommendation of the week should definitely be go to.
I'm trying to think through our conversations if there's anything I could pull out because I thought that was good. Like there's things that actually from our conversations earlier, there is a recommendation that I'm gonna steal.
What's that?
I bet Chris could get. If you think about everything we've talked tonight, what sounds like there'd be. That you could pull a recommendation out of. I feel like if it was an exercise, you don't have to think that hard, but start smoking cigarettes.
I was literally about to say what that.
Not that, but I mean, and it was because I have a job now where I have to go equally off site to vape as I would. To smoke, and I came across one other person who was out there, and they're talking about he's like, yeah, I vape too, but the effort of actually having to come out and do all this stuff is like, I figure I might as well just smoke a cigarette. And I'm kind of like, you know what? And I've said like that's the devil I know, at least, and I'm tempted to.
I didn't realize I was going to be Don Draper tonight.
Yeah, start doing that. But no, honest, I mean,
cigarettes.
It's one of those things where you could look back historically and say that potentially people were better off whenever they smoked, like in general.
Yeah.
Just like the whole idea of, I remember for a while there, whenever it was like it is still demonized, but it'd be like, oh, it helps me relieve stress and helps me do these things. But the reality is, the stress that's relieving actually might offset the other shit. It really might.
Well, that's like there was that old movie director, Hollywood guy that was he was on Johnny Carson's show. And he's some old ass dude, and I could find it, but he's got these big glasses on.
Probably
He's
George
smoking
Burns.
He's smoking a fat fucking cigar. He's smoking a fat fucking cigar, and he was sitting there talking to him, and he was like talking about smoking, and he was like, "Yeah, my doctor recommended against this and that," and then he was like, he said something, and then he was like, "Yeah," he was like, "He died 10 years ago." Like, just mentioning it, it's like, he's outlived his doctors, and he smokes like 3 cigars a day.
Yeah,
it's like
what's his name?
It's like, that fool died fucking 10 years ago. It's like my dad always says, my dad makes jokes saying, like, I know more old drunks than I know old doctors or something.
Yeah.
Like,
what's the Dick Gregory.
Dick Gregory.
Dick Gregory talked about, it was like people being like, consult your doctor before exercise, this and that. He was like, I don't know about y'all, but I ain't never consulted my doctor before I did a line of cocaine.
Right.
And so it's like, you do all this shit that's terrible for you.
Yeah, man, that could get me going.
Like, oh man, I don't know if I could do this.
One of my recommendations was just going to be to go check out the Weaponized podcast.
Actually, no. Before you wreck, I want you to show me something that you had in here real quick. You brought this over here. I want to see this bat. Just real quick.
All right. Well, okay, that's a whole different thing.
I know. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to derail you. I just didn't want to not do that.
No, you didn't. But it's gonna be a different thing because I gotta.
Unless you were gonna do it some other way.
No. I gotta just do a.
If I'm doing things bad, then
no. I just can't show the bat first.
Gotcha.
I have to kind of show other things.
Then take me to the journey to that bat there.
Okay, there you go. I'll take you on the journey to the bat. So recently I've decided to, or not so recent. Yeah, recently I've decided to start what's called a corkball league. And it's centered around playing a game called corkball, which is a miniaturized version of baseball that started in St. Louis in the 1890s. And when it started, it was initially not brewery workers. Yeah, there's your baseball. That's just your standard typical baseball, and there's a corkball. And you can see that they look the same material, same design, but just miniatures. So they're wrapped the same with, a cork center and then a yarn. Thank you. And then yarn around the outside.
What is the size difference between a fully matured human testicle?
But
I respect that.
So this is, it started in 1890 with baseball players that were at a bar one night, and they decided they wanted to play baseball. So they took a cork from a beer barrel and they whittled it down into a little bitty ball, and then they threw that little ball at a guy that was holding a broomstick for a bat, and that's how corkball started in 1890. And then by 1910, they started to develop rules for the game, and then 1920 is whenever you actually started to see leagues pop up. So leagues popped up all the way up in 1920, and then of course with that came updated equipment like the ball. They are no longer using just a plain cork ball. They actually had a ball that was wrapped in leather and joined at the seams.
It shows there's enough love and interest in it for them to actually do this.
And it was actually, from what I've gathered from it, if I could compare it to anything, at one point in time, corkball in St. Louis was the way pickleball is all over, because they actually had on the side of taverns.
To Laylee and ask, because I knew someone lived in St. Louis for a while, to where I bet she had to have been exposed to hearing about corkball or something.
Possibly.
Yeah, because she worked at that bar and stuff. Yeah.
So on the side of some of these taverns, they actually, back in the day, they actually had cages on the sides of them, and they would play corkball games in the cages.
The Eagles that worked at
so that's where they would play. So they would play corkball in those cages, and the cages would be like 20 feet wide by about 75 feet long. And so, yeah, you hurled a little bitty ball at a guy that was holding a bat like this. This is the updated corkball bat. I can kind of get that. That's how little bitty it is.
That looks cool, man.
It's about the size. It's not very big compared to.
That's kind of small. What I'm used to holding
compared to
what I'm used to holding every day when I go to the bathroom. That's kind of small, but
So compared to a baseball bat, that is, it's a lot skinnier, and it's like 2 inches longer than a baseball bat.
They could still beat the hell out of somebody with that.
You really could. You could beat somebody better with
more
this.
effectively.
Exactly, because you really
get a lot of resistance. But yeah, it's you got a lot of. You can really. It's nice because the barrel has good weight to it. I put up a video on the Instagram. If y'all want to go, if you care to follow, if you want to know, DTX Corkball Club. That's on X, and that's
I'll put it in the
also
description on this episode.
That's on X and on Instagram. So yeah, I'm trying to get it started right now. I'm in the application process with the city.
Dude, and that freaking deep the Ian Kunzel Jack White place. I feel like that's worst, because I've known about them for a while, dude. I really feel like they would love this sort of thing for Dallas, dude.
After I get approved from the city and I can rent fields and all my application stuff goes through, and I get a little bit further on and I get more information and start to kind of build a bit more of a community, and I actually get people that are wanting, because I've already gotten, I already have at least, I would say, probably 2 teams worth of people that would be willing to play. So that's 10 guys.
Easily, man.
So I feel like if I got a couple of teams, 4 or 6 teams, and people start playing and showing interest and actually showing up week to week, and completing the season, getting good footage, promoting it nicely.
Yeah.
I think that it's something that I could take before people like, Warstick with Kinsler and Jack White, or even go to the next people on my map would be D-Bat.
Yeah.
Because they're a Dallas Bat Company.
Heck
and they
yeah,
actually own, they have cages and stuff. So I could maybe contact them about, they make bats. So I could contact them about making a bat. And they make them in Sherman, Texas. So they're made in the U.S., made in Texas.
And it's, man, and for what it's worth, it's honestly, it's the kind of thing to where they could want to get on board with doing something for Dallas.
Yeah.
Even without, you know what I mean? You got the,
Well, and the idea of the game itself, too, is that it's like we were talking the other week, and it's really almost like the part of baseball everybody has fun with.
Yeah.
You just stand up there and try to hit the ball. There's not a lot of fielding. What do you have,
and you're not running around if you're not good at running.
You have a pitcher, a catcher, and
3 outfilders.
You don't
have to worry about sprinting to first base, right?
It's
exactly.
Literally
you could be out of shape, and you just get up there and swing.
You're just playing just like you did when you were a kid, when it was like, dude, we've only got 5 of us. We can't play a whole game. And it's like, okay, you stand up there and hit, and we'll stand in the outfield. So it's like basically your fielders, your pitcher and catcher are necessary because you have to throw, back and forth. But your guys in the outfield, they're not fielders. You're not trying to stop people from scoring runs. You're not trying to.
Yeah, if it's a lazy pop fly, you catch it. Other than that, it's normally going to be a line driver or rip.
That's the
you're
thing
not going to
about
catch.
it too. Is in
your
the rules,
your foul territory. You have You pretty much have 180 degrees in front of you that is all fair territory.
Yeah.
And you only have
you get a penalty for
that's different rules.
But
either way
it's the intention of the
person
game,
who just thinks
spirit.
I think I get up there and have a chance of hitting it, and then afterward, like that's
are
the experience of just getting up there and hitting it.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like, yeah, exactly. You wanna have the satisfaction of playing baseball, but you don't want to necessarily, because that's the thing. If you play in men's league baseball, it's serious enough to where you have to kind of have some kind of ability with fielding the ball, throwing the ball,
right?
Softball, you have to have
competitive.
You still have to have get super competitive, and you have to have a lot of that ability on the field to defend yourself, not just make the play, but to not get hit in the face. If you're playing third base, in softball leagues, like some of those dudes can absolutely crush the ball at you, and so it's like. You have to. It takes a level of awareness and stuff, and sometimes that's too intimidating for people that are just trying to get into the game.
This is really inaccessible
to where it's
thing.
but to where it's like with corkball, it's beautiful because you can show up and just hit the ball. You don't have to be, as long as your team has a pitcher and a catcher, if you're a good hitter or you're good at telling what a ball and a strike is, you're perfect, because that's the thing. You have 5 balls as a walk and 3 strikes as an out.
Well, and you don't have to beat out that grounder to first base
because you just have a 15-foot. You have a little 15-foot circumference around home plate. That's your single line, and then you have a 150-foot line. That's your double line. A 200-foot line is your triple line, and then 250 is a home run line.
Well, yeah, dude.
So if you hit it, on the ground, you could foul the ball off. You could foul the ball off and end up still trickling it through, and getting a hit as long as it goes past 15 feet. But if you want to score like a double, if you want to score a home run, it has to be in the air over the line. But so that's corkball.
That's cool, yeah. And now I was going to say you kind of just show kind of what it, you hitting the ball, but I just felt like it looked pretty cool on your little Instagram, or not your little, but then Instagram you started for it.
Yeah, so you have to click on the top. The messages on the top. Click that. There you go.
There we go.
And now over to the left. There you go. That's a video.
Like Craig Counsell swing.
Oh, I love it. Oh.
Craig Counsell, baby.
I love it. I love it. Hold that, bro.
Come on, dude. Don't be scared of Craig Counsell.
Who's catching?
Dude.
Nobody.
Oh!
Yeah, I hit that like probably 250 feet. That ball is smashed.
It's not like Crane's and Pitt, but you learn to throw the ball. He can throw pretty well though.
No, Crane had great batting practice, and this is batting practice.
He's throwing though.
Yes,
I'm saying like he's throwing it well.
Yeah, no, Crane had expert aim with BP pitching. Like Crane was hitting the zone all day, and then this is the best whiff.
But dude. Yeah, but y'all having a blast out there.
Oh, dude, I would honestly,
like,
me and Crane, like,
look how fun that is, dude.
We were having so much fun, man.
This is you two out there,
2 of us,
and hitting this little ball. Like it looks like you hit a freaking like home run for like a world. Just the the magic moment that you're feeling.
Well, to me, and that's the thing that's great about it, is that I think people need to understand about stuff like this, is that it's like, while you're just out there on the field, it's like in that moment, it's you. You're hitting it. You're doing it. And so in that moment,
and you're hitting a ball and it's just flying freaking to outer space, it looks like.
Yeah, and it's just as cool. Even though nobody's out there watching and there's not all these screaming fans, you're occupying that time and that moment in space where you did this. This happened and people saw it. Or you saw it, you felt it.
The moment you feel, and you feel the impact of that ball hitting there, and you just know it,
and you see it
by
fly
yourself, and you feel like magic. Think
about when people saying all these other things. Oh, I'm going to try in there and go in my presentation, and I'm going to try and hit a home run. All these things you're trying to, because you want that satisfaction.
That analogy is hitting a home run. Yeah,
I did it. Because for that second, you realize that you did everything you were supposed to do perfectly.
Yeah.
And it's like,
there's like a singular split second in time where everything comes together.
And you can literally sit up there. What's funny is that for all these hits that I got, I had equally as many whiffs.
Yeah.
Where I was just not hitting the ball. But I'll tell you what, I was having just as much fun.
Yeah,
I was sitting there whiffing on them.
I could even hear Crane having fun pitching to you.
Even when I was whiffing on them, every time I'd whiff, me and Crane would both be like, "Man, could you imagine if you got a hold of it?
Yeah,
like, dude, if you hit it on that one, you'd have crushed it." Because I was just swinging as hard as I could on some of them,
dude. No,
and so it was like,
I'm excited to see what happens. Man.
Oh, so am I,
really
man. Just because, like I said, I think it's something that's. I just think it's so rich. I appreciate you taking the time to show a little bit of it.
No, yeah,
I think it's got a rich history, and I think it has a bright future in terms of
no, definitely,
because it gives people the satisfaction of baseball. Because there is something that softball just does not scratch that itch like baseball does.
You don't have to be athletic, like
no.
You know. For the people who just
you can have a
to
bad
get
knee.
outside, it's like people like walk around the park, get some fresh air. You could just be out there, doing that.
Well,
like,
too, you know how many guys I know? I know guys that have had messed up knees. For rest in peace to my homie Taylor. He for a while couldn't play because he couldn't run because he had a messed up knee. So he could only like bat, and if it was pretty much like
if you can go to batting cages,
if he didn't do this
exactly.
If
anyone go to batting,
if he didn't get a hit, if he didn't hit a single or a double, a triple, or a homer, he would just walk. If he hit it a grounder, he'd walk to first. So it's like the thing that's beautiful about this is that you can have maybe a bad knee, bad ankle. Oh, I can't do this. I can't do that. I can't field anymore. I
you
can't
could literally
throw.
not have legs.
I can't. Yeah, it's like, oh man, I can't throw anymore.
I have no legs.
Because that's the thing too. There's so many guys I know where it's like, dude, I've fucked my shoulder up so bad I can't make the throw from third or outfield anymore.
Yeah,
and so it's
all
like,
those little
don't
other
worry
parts
about
of the
it.
game.
You don't have to.
Literally, can you swing the bat? That's all you got to worry about.
Yeah. Do you like hitting a ball? Yes.
Yeah, dude.
You'll work just fine.
Could you hit a smaller ball with a smaller bat?
So yeah,
but either way, that's my recommendation. Just check out Mikey's DTX Corkball Club, and like I said, I'll be sharing it in our description.
Appreciate that. So yeah.
So did you already do your rec? I think you talked a lot about something, which I think there was a rec in there. No, my rec was check the Corkball out.
No, mine was fuck. I did have it.
Because you were talking for a while, I almost felt I didn't know if you were actually saying it.
While I was right before you said, I was trying to think of what I was saying before you
I
said
derailed
it.
you with the cork balls.
I just think one thing before we wrap up, if you want to, and then I could think of my recommendation in honor of Ozzy passing. If you want to pull up YouTube, just for a second.
Yes.
This is just again in honor of Ozzy Osbourne, and just go to YouTube and type in Ozzy Osbourne Wrigley Field anthem, or Wrigley Field 7th inning stretch, or Take Me Out to the Ball Game, whatever it is. Yeah, watch this.
Sharon and Ozzy Osbourne.
All right, Chicago. I want to hear a real.
Yeah, I think he totally went out on his own terms.
Are you ready?
Yeah. No, that's why I said
I really
it's like
think
it wouldn't surprise me if I find out in a
1,000%.
year or two that like
he went out.
He actually it was an assisted suicide type.
You call
thing
what you want.
or,
I say he went out on his own terms.
Yeah.
Listen.
I hear it.
This is Matthew singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game."
He's not even trying to read.
Kerry Wood's like, what the fuck?
He got that part.
Listen to Sharon though. Sharon tries to save it.
Yeah, let's get some runs. Come on, don't mess around. Let's get some runs.
He was on so much heroin at that point. I don't think he was going to have any problem getting.
Hey, shout out Ozzy. Shout out the Cubs. I'm wearing my Cubs hat tonight, like I always fucking wear nowadays.
Man.
But man, I had to bring a little funny Ozzy moment because that was hilarious.
Fucking mail.
Oh, that was hilarious. He was.
It's like he was too lazy to try and read.
In his defense, That's one of those songs that it's like, I mean, you don't need to know the bloody words. You just hum along to it.
Yeah, no, he was leaning into it.
You got to know more than the word 3.
Yeah,
that's the only word he got when they started counting.
3 and straight.
I feel like it took more effort and energy to not say some of the words.
It's more impressive. It's more impressive that you didn't get it.
And I just love that Sharon at the end was like, "Now let's get some runs." And then he was
play
like,
a baseball.
and then he's like, "Yeah, let's get some runs. Come on, let me fucking about."
It makes you think of freaking Black Eyed Peas. Like, everyone have a good football.
Yeah.
Whatever
Oh God, I just
And Fergie peed on.
Like Chris said, he's lived long enough to see to see time. To see time recognize that Black Eyed Peas is actually a terrible band.
I owned Ozzy had his album. I had 4 of his albums actually.
I never liked that band.
Blizzard of Oz, the Osbourne Comet. They do his stuff with Randy Rhoads, man.
Do you know?
I mean, you can't deny.
It just wasn't my thing.
Not
Ozzy. I'm
Crazy
talking
Train,
about Black Eyed Peas.
I
was talking about Black Eyed Peas.
Black Eyed Peas
Ozzy's different.
Boo-boos.
Yeah, okay, thank you. I thought you were. I was confused.
I'm not trying to defend Black Eyed Peas.
It was Little Caleb, right?
I could tell you when they were before Fergie, when they weren't even
before the train
They
wreck.
were before they were. They're just a different band. But even then, I didn't care about them.
They found that white lady.
I didn't care about them.
But no, Ozzy. There was another thing about him that. Remember, Brandon bought his CD, the one that came out.
He did,
and it was.
Oh, guys,
shit! We talk about the Prince of Darkness, Ozzy Osbourne, and
it wasn't. I remember it wasn't Osmosis.
No, it was. It was like his first new CD at that time.
Yeah,
because y'all came down to Waco to pick me up. I remember the cover of it was like him almost like standing there with like arms out or something. But I remember listening to it after y'all came down to Waco to pick me up on a Sunday. And we played football that night and then hopped in the truck, drove back down here to Dallas because little Caleb was going to be born the next day. Brandon had just bought that Ozzy album.
Osmosis, because Osmosis was in like 7th or 8th grade.
So
that had Perry Mason on it.
The day before little Caleb was born, we were listening to Ozzy.
I remembered. My recommendation for the week: go on YouTube and watch Weaponized. It's Jeremy Corbell, but it's the Weaponized podcast with Jeremy Corbell, George Knapp, and the guy from there's a 3-part thing from the guy from the Immaculate Constellation program. You should all go watch that because if I can compare it to something, without exaggeration, it is, in my opinion, it's the same gravity in a sense of when back in the 80s or 90s when what's it called? When Bob Lazar came out and first.
No, but it's a documentary.
When it's called Immaculate Constellation. It's on the Weaponized.
Well, I know
podcast.
Immaculate Constellation was the name of the program.
Exactly.
So, gotcha.
So he's the dude. He's the guy that was a part of. He saw the Immaculate Constellation program. He was behind the scenes. He's a whistleblower.
And it's the Weaponized podcast?
Weaponized podcast. And it's Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp. It's a 3-part thing. So just type in Immaculate Constellation podcast part 1. It'll pop up. It'll be like you'll see Weaponized.
George Knapp's a part of it,
Jeremy, what's his name, and George Knapp are the same ones that did the Bob Lazar one as well, right?
So you watched this recently?
But my thing was bringing up the Bob Lazar thing. It was a Bob Lazar interview before the Bob Lazar interview.
Yeah, I was saying, but George Knapp and the other guy that did this interview are the same ones that had interviewed. Yeah.
Yes, but my point with bringing them up, though, with what I'm trying to say with this dude is it was initially Bob Lazar had come out like back in the day. I'm pretty sure, was it not? When he came out back in the day and started saying this shit or whatever.
Yeah, Lazar probably.
Yeah, he whistle blew way back in the day.
Constellation is brand new, basically.
Exactly. And so what he's doing now, this guy is like very similar to what Bob Lazar first did, where he was like, hey, we have fucking technology that shit that can hover.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is this? And so this guy's kind of pretty much in his podcast, he says, or in this podcast, he was saying like some of the greatest questions humanity has is that it's like, are we alone? And he's like, we're not.
Yeah.
We're not alone. He's like, one of the greatest questions that we always ask is, are human beings alone? And he was like, we are not. There's something else. We're communicating with it. There's some other shit out there. Yeah. And he doesn't just, the shit that he saw and the shit that he talks about on the podcast had access to, and the way some of the info was treated. And again, he came out and showed his face because he was talking about like, and in that podcast, Jeremy Corbell is like, just tell the people why you're doing this and give some information so they understand the gravity of it. And he was pretty much saying this like, you know, he was like, what repercussions could you face? And he was like saying like prison, like life in prison or like fucking execution. Like they could kill me for this.
Dude, no, I want to check it out, dude.
So
yeah, the only reason I brought them up was because they were
is a reference to
they're the
like,
same,
like the quality of the people who did the sort of thing. Yeah, they
so
also
if
behind
you
this
saw value in the Bob Lazar thing. It was like
Yeah.
these are the same dudes that like.
It's like they're
on this same journey.
Yeah,
like digging deeper into basically the Bob Lazar shit.
Oh yeah,
like these dudes, their journey didn't stop with Bob Lazar. They were like,
oh yeah, no, dude, no, I'll check it. I'll probably check it out tonight because when I'm going to sleep. But yeah.
Yeah, 19. Bob Lazar first publicly discussed his claims working on alien technology near Area 51 in May of 1989. Damn. So that, again, I understand what you were saying about just wanting people to know, but the reason I brought up saying about this guy, the same, how when you look back in time and you're like, oh, okay, so the Bob Lazar thing in 1989, now that we have Jeremy Corbell and them to have made the shit now in 2020, whenever they release the Bob Lazar documentary, it's like
they're not talking about old shit because they're talking about new shit. Because the Immaculate Conversation is like brand
exactly. And two, it's like this shit just dropped. He's just now blowing the whistle on shit that.
Yeah, you're gonna get new information.
Exactly. So I would just recommend go check that out.
Yeah, I was just saying that they were
we're
credible
good
people on the subject.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
Well, purchase physical media.
There we go.
Whether it be
there we go.
We're books, DVDs, like music is one that I've been bad about.
Adult periodicals
over the years, like throwing out old like CDs and stuff. But
no, all mine got purged right before Billy stopped working at CD Warehouse.
Yeah.
And I was able to trade them in and get like the most money for because he was working there. So he's like, I'll give you the most money for these trade-ins as possible.
Yeah, this fucking CD that everybody else brought in would have given you 48 cents for.
Yeah, he gave me like 5
highest
or 10
we can give you in our book is $7.
Yeah.
I did that with video games at one point.
Yeah.
But purchase physical media and the means by which to do it's like, especially like what we were talking about with DVDs and stuff. It was like you can seriously find a fucking DVD player. Like probably buy one brand new for
you can probably get on Amazon delivered to you within
for the cost
same day for like $10
for the cost of a DVD.
Yeah,
but it is one of those things that like I don't know. There was several years back when not necessarily the trigger warnings and stuff like that, but like it's almost like the movies and shit like that are kind of like our generation's books. And so it's like, if you slowly do away with the physical copies of those and less people have the physical copies of those, the only ones that exist are in a digital form.
Yeah. No,
it's
I agree.
like you can slowly purge that stuff to a point that it no longer exists if it only exists in digital form.
And you can get a DVD player for $30. I just looked it up on Amazon.
And another before I go, I bet there's a similar kind of school of thought to where even if it's a bullshit movie, if you actually go out of your way to get out of the case and put it in there, I bet you're going to pay attention and enjoy it a little more than if you just click to stream it.
You
the same
100%
way
will.
If you stand up while reading a book. The same way if you're going outside to smoke a cigarette.
You 100%
If you actually, have a physical act of doing this, you actually probably get paid attention to it a little more.
Well, it is kind of what Mikey brought up earlier in the podcast too, where with is ubiquity the right word? Like the prevalence of all of these different apps.
It's ubiquitous,
Yeah. All of these different apps, it's like you end up having this paralysis of analysis.
Oh, yeah.
Where it was like back in the day, you would go to Blockbuster. How many times did we go to the movie store and there wasn't anything in particular that like we had seen everything we wanted to see, and you'd be like, I don't know, dude, we just need to find something to watch that we haven't seen. What looks good?
Yeah.
And we'd make a decision on something, go home, watch it, and even if it was a piece of shit, we'd still watch it.
Yeah.
But now with Netflix and things like that, it's like you have access to all of these things. Mm-hmm. And how many times have you sat there scrolling Netflix for an hour, not found anything, and then just
not watched
ended
anything.
up turning it off and not watching shit?
Yeah.
Because you had access to all this shit.
Exactly.
When actually all those things you fucking scrolled through could have been things that interested you.
When we were growing up, we picked something and we committed to it. We gave it an hour or two, and we
a bunch of
we didn't sit there literally just doing nothing.
No,
forever.
There was nothing else to do.
But yeah,
like you watch it. But yeah, purchase physical media, whether it be like whatever is your thing, records, albums.
Post in the comments and let us know what you're buying.
And just seize a good deal when you see it.
Yeah.
Just seize a good deal. If you find a cheap movie, get you one. But hopefully we'll see you next week, and
be seeing you.
Be seeing you.